I mean, he might get to it. Are you
When?
saying that we
When?
can't
When do
diagnose
you when do you think
fascism
that'll
until it's
happen? Never.
already too late, or what are you trying to do here?
I think that you need to show me these actual fascist
You want me
acts.
to show you
Just
the end
pointing to
state?
rhetoric means nothing to me.
You want me to show you the end? It does actually.
It doesn't actually, because
Really?
rhetoric in fascist nations leads to policy. You
Yeah,
can't.
and
That's
it
what you
has
guys
led to
never
policy
have is any
actually.
policy. What you do is
It has. I mean, if
you
you
take a
read the
loose.
WhiteHouse.gov, you would know that Trump actually does do this with executive orders. He does a
What
lot of
about
policy
like?
like this.
Let me ask you a question. As you were
Is
building
he
this
or is
thing,
he not trying to,
yeah,
use
go ahead.
executive orders to,
So what's interesting about Surkar? So the debate is Trump is a fascist, right? Which, by the way, Surkar does concede, like during the Q&A, that
I feel like I conceded in the beginning, don't I, babe? Yeah? What do you think? Yeah? He's like, what's interesting is Sirkot does concede the debate, and I'm like, in the Q&A when I say that I can't literally call him a
Let
fucking
me ask you a
full
question. As you were
fascist,
building
like
this,
analytically. Not trying to,
yeah,
use
go ahead.
executive orders to,
so what's interesting about Surkar? So the debate is Trump is a fascist, right? Which, by the way, Surkar does concede, like during the Q&A, that he couldn't prove Trump is a fascist. Pretty much, Surkar, his whole thing is, well, he's not a fascist now, but all this
No, he is. He's just, it's harder to diagnose a fascist before takeover.
signs are there that he's gonna be a fascist.
He's a fascist now. But yes, it's pretty hard. I feel like it's pretty hard to be like analytical, like the way we look back at Hitler and Mussolini and go, that's a fascist using historical stuff.
That
In the same way, when we look back in history in the United States, okay, when the revolutionaries of the United States were, getting rid of the English, they didn't really know what their movement was supposed to mean yet. They didn't have the idea of, of America that much. I mean, they had somewhat of an idea, but it was loose. So when you live in history, it looks a lot different, and it's a little bit harder to be aware of it as opposed to when you look back at it. Okay.
the best thing. That's the best thing that he could do is just, well, he will be. You'll see. I'm all about stopping it before it happens.
Yes. Yes. This is. I feel like this guy is doing a wonderful job of showing how stupid he is. What am I doing? Look at this. Any day now. Okay. I hate photos of myself. Help, babe. No. So I can see you just fine. Fuck. Go faster. Go faster, bro. Okay, there's one down. We're going. We're heading places. Is this what people do when they go live? They just is that why they take like 5 minutes to fucking start so they can just do this over and over again? Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. It's so hot. Brother. Holy shit, I did it. Let's go. God damn, bro. God damn. Okay. So what am I doing here?
Happens. Well, I mean, but you could say that with anybody. You could say, and by the way, like, how come Sirkar's never felt this way about other presidents? It's like he's one of these lefties.
Why have I not felt that other presidents are a fascist, my friend? One can only wonder why I have not felt that any other president has qualified for a fascist movement, one that embodies a populist, palingenetic ultranationalism. That might have something to do with the fact that no other president has fucking done that.
I don't even know if he's for sure a lefty. Like, I don't know what his actual
I'm not. That's why you probably shouldn't say I am. Because you're just full of shit.
political affiliation is.
Yes, that's kind of how I roll, bro. You should try it.
But he sounds like a lefty, and especially if you're arguing that Trump is a fascist, it usually means like, yeah, you're kind
No, it doesn't, because I actually learned what fascism was before Trump ever became a thing, which is something you should do, because I guarantee you that this guy tried to learn what fascism was so he could call Bernie Sanders a fascist because he's a fucking loser.
of you're a lefty, you know. Like, usually people on the right.
No. If you call someone a fascist, it doesn't mean you're a lefty. And while I understand when people call people fascists, they don't know what they're talking about, but I don't know why you're just assuming that when clearly I fucking know more than you. And then second, I'm not acting like someone who doesn't know, because I do, and I've read the material. So maybe you should, like, aren't you supposed to be a fucking review guy? Why are you just pontificating on shit that doesn't matter? Why don't you watch the fucking debate, you fucking weirdo?
Right, even if they don't like Trump, they don't call him a fascist, you know.
I don't like him, and I can also diagnose him. These two things can be true at the same time, and, you know, they're mutually exclusive. Even though I don't like people, I don't really call them fascists. But if they qualify as a fascist, it's like a double suck, actually.
No,
especially when he's the leader of my fucking country.
Man, I was going to say something.
I know. I was hoping you would, but instead of just pontificating on worthless garbage, here we are.
Anyway, yeah, let's carry on.
I'm gonna clip this guy. Post it in all the discords and be like, look at this fucking.
It'll come to me.
Have lawyers and things who work
It'll come back to me as soon as I stop making shit up because I don't know anything and I'm a fucking retard.
on Capitol Hill just not be able to work at all? What does
You
that
mean-
look like to you?
You mean within the confines of the liberal?
That's exactly what fascists do. I find this so funny. Yes, he cannot outright ban them yet, but so did Mussolini.
democratic system? Is he exercising his power? Yes.
I mean, if you just cast them as the enemy, it's really easy to say, I guess.
What do you? I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean?
I mean, they're just liberals, I guess. But yeah, I mean, when Trump goes, anyone
I
who
didn't
works
say
on
they were.
the-
Dude, you have to.
Correct. I was talking about Trump there. That was me describing the actions that Trump is taking, not you. But for this part, I'm kind of confused and concerned for him a little because I didn't really say that that's what he said. I said, when you just cast them as liberals, which is what Trump is doing, he casted them as the enemy and, left-wing radicals or whatever, right?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Because that's what I was talking about.
I'm saying that Trump is working within the confines of a liberal, progressive system.
That is literally how it works. Yes, that's correct. Whoa. What is he supposed to do? Not do that? I don't get it.
So did
within the
Mussolini.
within the confines of this.
So did Mussolini.
Okay, well, Mussolini had a revolution.
It's such a dumb. That is such a dumb comment, bro. I'm actually losing my mind on that one. What the fuck? Huh? Wait, buffering ASIO. What? Internal clock. Here we go. There we go.
Are you
Okay,
saying that
so
we cannot diagnose fascism until it's literally a revolution?
I think, well, yeah, I think it's difficult. Yeah,
So why are you trying to debate me on whether we can diagnose Trump as a fascist? Because your definition seems worthless to me.
because he's
If you
not.
can't diagnose it
He's
until it's a
not.
revolution.
How do you diagnose it? Just rhetoric?
I mean, there's action like Trump has done, but rhetoric is the bigger part of the early movement.
You
Yeah.
have to look at all of these in form, and rhetoric is a big part of it. Yes, the movement's a big part.
Then how come? Let me ask you this then. If rhetoric
Mhm.
is the big part, when you were building your case for all the rhetoric that Trump is a
That it's
fascist,
a big part.
okay,
Let's
chill.
make
Let me
sure
ask
that's
the
correct.
question first before you,
Mhm.
before you interject. If the whole thing here is, I built an entire case based on Trump quotes that are fascist quotes. Did you
No. I should have said more to reject that. But
bother to build up quotes that would go against the idea that
this part I also don't understand, bro. Like, did I make the case to find quotes? No, it would be more like, is what Trump does something uniquely mobilizing people in a way that is aligned with fascism? Yes. Why would I look at when he like talks at an Easter dinner and says like, everyone's here to promote Jesus and Easter? Like, that's not fascist. Why would I do that?
Trump is a fascist? Did you even bother with that? Like, in other words, for your like
So, like, when
hypothesis,
he hugs the kid
for
out
your-
of
for
Easter,
your- chill, bro.
fucking thing or
Chill, bro.
something?
Let me ask the question, bro.
See, that's another thing Sirkar likes to do. He likes to
Interrupt?
by the way, sorry, side note. Is his name Sirkar or is it Zirka? Because whenever Confluence posts up the stream that he's talking about Sirkar, he says John Zirkar.
This is awesome, bro. It's John Cena. It's John Cena.
And I'm like, who the fuck is John Zirkar? I thought his name was Nicholas Sirka. Which is it?
It's John
Anyway,
Cena.
side note. That's another thing that's annoying about Sirkar is that he interrupts a bunch, and that's
Yeah, I do. This is on purpose because I don't really like to entertain people who just make up arguments I'm not making, so why would I let them do that so I can try to defend myself against an argument I didn't make? That is not how this works.
It's really fucking annoying.
Calm down.
For people who don't do that, I don't interrupt them, but I will fucking absolutely interrupt your ass if you just start making an argument that I did not say. So, like, what is the key thing that happened here?
Calm down.
I said rhetoric is a big part. And then he said, if rhetoric is the big part, those are two different statements. I'm going to interrupt you if you fucking say and conflate them, because what you're doing is making my argument different than what it is. So fuck you.
Let me ask the question.
I'm fine, dude.
If you have a hypothesis, and don't cut me off, when you have a hypothesis, in this case, Trump is a fascist, and you say rhetoric is a key and very important part of this.
There you go. See, now he actually said my argument correctly. Did I interrupt him here? No. So this was a move by me to make sure that he does that. Because if I let him say something like, if you think rhetoric is the big part, and then I just go along with that, later he's going to use that against me. So, yeah, I interrupt people when they say stupid shit.
Right. Then shouldn't you compare the rhetoric for the things that you consider to be fascist?
I did, and that's why I asked for comparative taxonomy, like I mentioned here. I didn't explain this part that well, but let's just think about this. When you look at other leaders, do they mobilize a specific, authentic core of the country that begins to think of themselves as the true organism, the nation, in which they then embody him with this leadership veneration in order to achieve that rebirth? And the answer is, no matter how fucking long you will stare at the ground to find dirt, Bernie Sanders will not be that, because he doesn't do that. Neither does Obama. Trump does.
Against the things that you would not consider to be fascist and weigh them accordingly.
Again, Trump speaking at a Easter dinner or Easter breakfast thing, I guess, yeah, I weighed that against what he says, but if ultimately he's mobilizing the passions of the people who matter to be a fascist movement, he could literally do it one time, and if it works, it's fascism, you fucking retards.
Yeah, comparative taxonomy, right? I asked you
Yeah.
about that, and you couldn't name a single thing.
Now, can you tell? You didn't ask me about any of that.
Yes, I did. I asked
No, you didn't. You just
when
made all
has
of-
a
you just made
president
that up.
ever said that something or someone is a poison to this country, which, by the way, there's an implication there that is extremely dangerous, right?
Dude, yeah. Are you?
See, the thing is, the thing is with
With what?
these lefties is that, like,
I thought you said you didn't know what side I was on. Man, it's not a good look if the way you react and try to understand any debate is instantly prescribe a label, because it just appeals to your audience because you're a bunch of fucking worthless losers. Beginning like that lets me know immediately that you have no idea what you're doing.
they'll point to, well, Trump said this, see, fascist.
No, I explicitly do the opposite. Maybe you weren't watching. Maybe you're just being dumb on purpose. I immediately say you can't take these in isolation. You have to look at what the rhetoric, what the words are actually doing in action. Are they mobilizing people? I thought this was going to be better. I'm going to be honest with you.
But then they like ignore, like, okay, well, what about Biden when he called?
No, I literally asked him, has Biden ever said anything like this? Did I ignore him? No, not really. In fact, the funny part about this is this fucking dude is weird, okay? 5 seconds after he's about to be done talking, I literally say, I mean, I know that there is no one who said something similar to this. That's why I'm asking you, which implies that I have looked at what Biden has said. Obviously, I listened to him. I listen to all the leaders in this country. And I don't think he knows that Biden has never said anything like this or
Like
mobilized anyone in this way.
Republicans, mega Republicans, like mega, like extremists.
How is that fascist? How is calling MAGA Republicans extremist fascist? Is anyone being mobilized in an ultranationalistic palingenetic way to enact a purification and be, embody this into Biden? Give me a fucking break, bro. What fucking low tier garbage is this?
It's like he called them extremists. What about?
One more thing. I'm pretty sure I heard this guy just 1 second ago say the thing with leftists is they point to one quote and then they say he's a fascist.
With these lefties is that like they'll point to, well, Trump said this, see, fascist.
And then I'm not even kidding, within like fucking the same breath that this dude is able to handle in his fucking out of shape body, he says this.
Mega Republicans, like mega, like extremists. Like he called them extremists.
See? Fascist.
What about when Hillary Clinton called
Like, can we try and do better? What am I supposed to do here? Like, just shit on this guy the entire time? I'm going to be pausing every 2 seconds because he can't even fucking string coherent, like, sentences together? What the hell is going on?
mega supporters, basket of deplorables, you know, like.
That is fascist. Yes, of course. Basket of deplorables. You see, this is mobilizing the authentic core that thinks of the nation differently so they can purify the basket of deplorables. Hillary Clinton has become the embodiment of that, of course.
They've also used demonizing language. What about
Demonizing language does not make you a fascist. Because, you know, every politician can do this.
Obama saying that, yes, the police, we have a racism problem when it comes.
That is not fascist. It's an assertion. And while probably incorrect in the way it was presented, I just don't really understand how this would even qualify as fascist whatsoever.
The police and such. We have a
Yeah, that just makes it fascist. Saying an assertion, which is a fact, at least the person saying it thinks it's a fact, right? I guess.
racism problem here in America.
We have a systemic racism one. Yeah.
Like, it's like every president has used some kind of
Okay. This is a waste of my time.
Speech against groups of people, certain types of negative speech against groups of people, but only for some reason Trump is the fascist. It's just
Yes, because Trump, when he mobilizes passions, when he says they're poisoning the blood of our country, and I don't take that quote in isolation because he says it consistently, and he knows that it mobilizes a certain population, and it's one of the reasons he continues to say it. There's an element of the hypernationalistic palingenetic populism there, which is the people he is talking to, even if he doesn't believe in it, become mobilized around the idea that their idea of the nation, the true authentic core group identity, okay, has a destiny that they embody in him in order to achieve the rebirth, which has something to do with purifying the contamination within the country. That's what fascism is, dude. At least the myth stage. I don't even know how it's possible to literally come away from this and think like Obama's a fascist. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Holy grasping at straws, bro. Like, why are people so fucking insecure that they feel the need that they need to like project the idea of the opposition in an enemy that they need to be in opposition to because they fucking have no way to think for themselves, I think.
Are you just psychobabble from my view? Did you even hear what I said? Like, did you even hear the words that I said? If you're doing comparative taxonomy, what comparative taxonomy did you do then? What?
I asked you to give me.
I did do comparative taxonomy. That's the whole fucking point. And how did I do this? Well, let's think. I looked at other leaders in this country and I asked myself, is this qualifying as a fascist myth building, mobilizing passion type idea? And when Hillary Clinton, who has the charisma again of a burnt potato chip like Biden, says that, there is no evidence materially of anyone going, I'm going to fucking embody my will into Hillary Clinton. Hillary fucking Clinton, bro.
Me?
No, I'm not. Why are you fucking asking me to give you your? I'm asking you, what did you do? What comparative taxonomy did you do?
I know there isn't anyone who said that. I'm telling you, give me one.
There's nobody who's ever said that
There's no one who qualifies for the fascist minimum here. No.
What? Wait. No.
In the United States, a president.
Okay. Let me try this. I guess let me try this a different way.
Sure.
Is everything that Trump has ever said a fascist thing or no?
Obviously not.
No, that's ridiculous.
Of course, right? That makes total sense to me. So if we're weighing rhetoric, then shouldn't we also weigh the rhetoric of all of the things Trump say that doesn't fit the mold of fascism, and then compare that and his actions to rhetoric that you would consider that does? Don't you think that's a fair, appropriate way to do it?
It's literally what I'm saying. So here, let me ask you: do speeches, rituals, and repeated symbolic performances matter in fascist politics?
They matter in all politics.
That's fine. I just asked you in fascist politics.
Well, is fascist politics part of all politics?
Sure, but you could just say yes to that.
Fascist politics. It's like he's trying to like fit it into, but
I'm trying to talk about a specific thing, and the reason he didn't answer yes is because he's trying to avoid being caught in a trap. Obviously, or else he would have just said yes, because he also knows that, yeah, this qualifies for just all politics. But the thing with what I said is more focused on what I'm about to lead to, which is political liturgy, which does not happen in all politics. Get it?
of fascism. But like Andrew just made the point.
Come on, we can think harder than this dude.
Yeah, but it's important in all of
Correct. So he's trying to beat the narrative here because he's smart, and it seems like it's working with your dumbass.
Politics, not just fascist politics, in all of politics. In other words, everyone in politics does that. That's what Andrew's saying.
Except I haven't finished yet. And he knows I haven't finished yet, Mr. Retard. So he's beating the narrative, which seems to be working again on someone like you. Because what I'm about to say is political liturgy, which is different.
That's your question, didn't I?
I know. I'm just making sure.
Unless all means something other than, you know, all.
Okay. So if yes, like you said, right? Then political liturgy and leader embodiment are pretty fair evidence, right? Because not all politics that has some liturgy to it.
Political liturgy. There you go. What does that mean? I don't know. Who knows? Where's the in? What is happening? Is that it? How do you do this? Input 1. Input 1, output 1. Okay, input 1, output 1. Input 2, output 2. Oh, input 1, output 2. Fuck. What the? Go to settings, audio advanced. Okay. Settings. Audio. Advanced. There we go. I was in my second thing. Is it still muted? It shouldn't be muted, right? It's not muted anymore, right? Yeah. Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to fix my mic for StreamYard for the debate tonight because StreamYard fucks up my mic's audio, so. Set your speakers to scroll headphones. Okay. Got it. I don't see it being used here. Do I have to enter studio? Whoa, there's a lot of stuff you can do in here. What in God's name? I don't really look at them. Why? Is there something there? Why? Oh, there is who?
It's going to do.
Who's in the YouTube comments? Who's in my YouTube comments? What do we got here? I don't really look at Atheism is so real is that it's Israel. Oh, there is who? Sorry, I'll leave no education. You don't. Don't just want to do pattern recognition when pointing out fascism. Who's in the... Oh, I didn't do just pattern recognition, just to be clear. Okay, now I'm getting jailbaited and really am leaving. Jabaited? Oh. Sorry, I don't really look at my YouTube comments that much. I don't know if you're still in here, okay? But pointing out the diagnostic framework of fascism is what I did, not pattern recognition. So I don't really know if you watched the debate or not, but I didn't just do pointing out patterns. I started with diagnostic and then definitionally made sure that we kind of agreed on them, and then only after we agreed on the definitions, I started using examples within the framework of each tenet I had. So I'm not really sure if you watched the debate or, I mean, it's long. It's a lot of theory, so it depends. Maybe watch it and then come back. What in the fuck? Where's my chat? Where'd it go? It's gone. It's long. It's a lot of theory, so it depends. It's long. It's long. Watch it. That's long. Okay, so I'm going to give you a link, okay, wait? I'm going to give you a link. How do you fucking give people links for this? I have no idea what I'm doing. Go live? Set intro video. I don't have one. Just go live so I can fucking fix my goddamn mic. Motherfucker. So, volume mixer. Should I make Google Chrome input device be the VB matrix? You think that would work? Nope, not yet. Oh, this is like a separate stream. Here we go. I sent you the link in Discord. Hello? 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 I sent you the link in Discord. Can you join? We'll see if I can fix it real fast. Andrew's wife? I mean, she does a lot of debates, doesn't she? And if I'm not mistaken, she's pretty popular as it relates to it. Why the fuck is it auto-changing my goddamn volume? We'll fucking end you. Dude, I fucking hate. It's off. I don't get it. Why are you... What is happening here? Why does it keep fucking doing this? I can see it literally. Do you see this? Look at this. I'm showing you my fucking settings real fast. I don't think so. Or, yeah, just make one really fast. Where the fuck? Why can't I see settings? Hello? All right. I'm fucking losing my mind right now, bro. Ah! Okay, so what I I don't think I set this up yet properly. Are you in it yet? Not yet. Turn off 2 to 2? Oh. Okay, 1 and 2, 1 and 1. Set. No, this is what I have. Fucking. Yeah, because audio and StreamYard is fucking ass. So I'm trying to fix that real fast. Sorry. Oh. Okay, so I'll go to this. Go to settings. This. Fuck. Not that. Fuck. Not that. Yeah. This isn't gonna come out here, right? Boom, boom. Boom. And then is it doing both? Looks like it is. Are you in? Bro. Oh my god, where's the damn fucking link? Present or invite? Oh, there we go. Invite, yes. Holy fuck, stupid as fuck, bro. All right, there you go. That's the right link. I give you a referral link. Is that? That's funny. What? Yeah. That's fine. All you have to do is just listen to audio. I can pull you up really fast. I think. Can you be more? You can hear me, right? Do I sound like I'm underwater? Sounds normal. Yeah? Okay, cool. All right. Huh? Wait, an echo. Is that what it is? Echo. It's an echo. Probably like it's. I need to set up filters on it. Let's fucking go, bro. Let's fucking go, mate. Bam, hello. What the fuck? Sorry, I was setting up stream stuff for tonight because my audio sucks ass. Okay, but I fixed it. We're good. We are literally good. Yeah, it's full. It's coming through. We are. Some guy robbed a bank the other day. Dude, that's tubular, bro. My God. Save settings. I don't even know where to save this. I'll just make a new folder. VB input IO settings, but I0 IO settings. He didn't take any money, just documents? What kind of fucking horrible bank robber is this guy? Holy fuck. Oh shit. Did I just exit out of it? Oh my god, I need VB on whenever it's fine. What is it? Zymiroka? What warrants the holy fucks right now? Why are the fucks holy? They don't have money at banks anymore. Okay. We're back to the best commentary of Andrew Wilson I've ever seen. Just magnificent stuff. Wait, what is happening? Why is the audio not working now?
And they're very coercive in the fact that they are a movement. He even says there's never been a movement like this. What does that all mean to you? Is that not rhetoric?
Sure.
Sure.
You think that's the same as like Obama's?
Well, no, he's using a different kind.
He says. Oh. He Hello. I'm debating a guy named Eli. Is it Discord? What the? I do not. Is it like in here? Oh my god, it added these. What in the fuck, bro? Okay, I don't know why Focusrite just did that. That was fucking weird. Like maximally weird. What is that?
Kind of rhetoric. That's
you can hear me now, right?
true.
Right?
Well, no, it's not. When Trump's like, we need to have more immigrants.
Again, this is red herring deflection. Has nothing to do with the definition of fascism, and it's just someone trying to explain ultranationalism in isolation because they have no idea what's happening. We need more. I have a debate tonight. I'm actually about to go over some stuff on it. The debate, Jay, is at 6 p.m., so 9 p.m. your time. The prompt is, atheism isn't real. I'm not kidding. Literally, that's the prompt. It's yeah. I literally fucking messaged Speakeasy and I was like, are you sure this guy doesn't want to like change it to be not so like fucking impossible to argue or what? Like, I mean, he's gonna like, there's gonna be like 4 main topics here, right, Jay? Which are gonna be like social ontology, meta ethics, and moral realism. We'll probably have to talk about, you know, divine hiddenness, constructivism and meta ethics, and epistemology. It's specifically the epistemology of religion, right? In fact, why don't I just look that up right now? He's probably gonna like culturally Christian me or something like that. And I just really don't want to get owned, bro. What, the opposition? I guarantee you, Jay. Watch. I guarantee you it's going to be something along the lines of, well, there's values and everything. Okay. Everyone values something, and even atheists ultimately value God at the end of the hierarchy. So like a Jordan Peterson type argument, that's probably like a meta-ethical one, and constructivist, right? That's why I brought up constructivism. So like a meta-ethical constructivist argument, which is just plagiarizing Jonathan Pajot, who's like a Peterson fucking weirdo. Okay, he's like a Peterson orbit dude who's just, He talks in magic spell casting. That's all he does. He's just like, actually, if you think about the world in like this fluid like body state where the essence of the individual is plastered or painted onto the real envisioned self of how exactly value is formed, which inevitably will always lead to the greatest being, and the greatest being is God. And you have to just understand how logically important that is, and I don't. That's pretty much how he talks. If you don't understand it, Jay, you're just fucking stupid. Okay, you just got that's a you problem. You got to fix it. So I'm thinking like constructivism, and then a social ontology one. I bet that'll probably come up. That's because my light was fucking crazy hot. My fucking light was, I turned it up like really bright, and if you notice, as I turn it down like throughout the debate because I didn't notice that it was just the fucking sun. It was so goddamn hot. People who thought I was nervous just don't really know me. I was nervous before I started the debate, not because of Andrew, but because I felt like I didn't want to miss the chance to talk to people or like reach people, you know, my goal. But why the fuck would I be nervous about talking to Andrew? He got fucking wrecked. Anyone who watches that debate for the long form definitely walked away going, one dude actually had an idea of what the concepts and the theoretical argument was, and then if you're like a stan, or if you think performance matters quite a bit, Andrew may have, I think it's a tie in that regard, but anyone who's serious or honest to themselves about the theoretical approach to this, there's no fucking way you can literally sit there and go, Andrew theoretically argued anything. His entire definition was ruined by me. And I knew what he was going to say because he doesn't say anything new. These arguments are old, especially no, that's Rob. That's Rob. That's Rob. That was Rob. Rob's funny. All right, so constructivism. I'm actually just going to watch a video while I do this. We'll just keep watching this.
Come in here from India and give them gold.
We'll get some
cards
great commentary.
Does that sound fascist to you?
Work with the system all the time to get more power. That's not really an argument.
Wait. No. That's not what I'm talking about. Rhetoric. Okay. Is that fascist rhetoric?
Mussolini worked with communists in order to make sure that he can gain power.
Okay. Is it fascist rhetoric is it fascist rhetoric to say that you want people to be able to buy citizenship and give thousands of gold?
No, but it could be if it's part of a larger movement.
Star citizenships out to people who reach a certain threshold that we need for labor in the United States, and then import them in for it. Does that sound like fascist rhetoric to you?
I mean, didn't the Nazis, as well as the Italians, build concentration camps? And whenever they conquered new territory, they subjugated people, foreign labor, into the labor system in the concentration camps to make stuff? Sounds pretty fascist to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. They mold with what they need to get power.
Okay.
Bogos, I just... Well, I already know your opinion on this. Have you ever thought that maybe you're thinking far too much about pride stuff and gay people? What in the fuck are you saying?
That's fascist rhetoric.
Policy? Didn't you say
Bro,
that was action? I thought that was separate from rhetoric.
Bro, next thing you know, they're gonna have their own book. It's gonna be like the Bible, I guess. Dogmatic authority on like fucking gay and trans ideology.
No, that was
coming
rhetoric.
soon to
you didn't do the
to
action.
a universe near you.
Didn't you make a policy? Didn't you make a policy? Isn't that action?
Well, wait a second. Hang on. Trump says there's American carnage that's going on. That's true. He wants to reinvigorate.
Bogos, I know you're in troll mode, I think, but like, what? I know you're not religious, actually. There's no fucking way you believe what you just said. You're in troll mode because you got banned from some other place.
The police forces inside of... Yeah, he wants
Tower
to
of Gable.
Various police departments, right? Yeah.
No,
Like
it's him, the Tower of Gabelina.
My point of view, like obviously it's like to us, we don't think Trump is a fascist.
Yes, I know. That is clear. You most definitely work from your conclusion backwards. Everyone in this seems to be doing the undefining of fascism instead of like, oh, wait, maybe I should look at this, in a diagnostic way, like I keep saying, to see if Trump fits the description of a fascist instead of how can I think of ways to make him not do that?
Because if just bottom line, if Trump was a fascist,
okay,
then the United States would look very different, right?
That is a wonderful argument. How different are we talking about? Would it look like Nazi Germany? What does the ideal fascist look to you, dude? Black suits and handsome men in uniform?
No, like very different.
Like what?
It would look very different.
Like what? You said that 3 times now, you fucking retard. Let's hear it.
We wouldn't be living the lives that would be now.
That's the same thing you said again 4 times now. What are we gonna? Let's get some commentary.
And a lot of us on the right here, we want Trump to be a little bit more fascist.
Is this a serious commentary? This dude's a fucking idiot.
So we want him to be a little bit more authoritarian, not give a shit about what these lunatics.
I'm biased, and let me tell you how Circa is correctly pointing out the fact that fascism is a movement that's building because of Trump, because he's a fascist. But the truth is we all know that fascism can look like the Nazis, and we can't really say we're fascist. So instead of doing that, I'm going to say Circa is, incorrect, while at the same time advocate that I'm a fucking fascist because I'm a fucking loser and have no way to say anything with my chest, it looks.
These say, especially at this point in time.
Like, I swear to God, someone in the fucking comments was like, I can't wait for this dude's debate commentary. What are you even doing, bro? It's been 12 minutes, and I swear to God, I could have fucking read, like, Uncle Tom's Cabin, a completely irrelevant book, and probably learned more about American fascism than you.
Because everything has gotten so extreme,
No. It's so existential, maybe, that drastic measures need to be done.
Like tensions are at their highest, and you have all these lunatic lefties on the street fighting ICE and stuff.
Yeah, it's existential, bro. We need to do something. Drastic measures
like that. Like
it's justified.
I actually would want Trump to be a little bit more fascist.
You're giving the game away, dude. This is what it looks like when someone's insecure and pathetic, and instead of saying it with their chest, they want to hide and cower behind the fact that they want these things. And I actually, in this entire debate, talk about why these things are popular, and I actually try to make it relatable to people like him. Instead, he's going to sit there and prescribe the Nazi Germany Holocaust style of fascism to everyone while simultaneously saying that my diagnostic criteria and I'm just a leftist who wants to diagnose fascism, when that has nothing to do with why I'm diagnosing Trump as a fascist. I know about it long before he ever fucking became a politician. So I am doing that because I just like fascism. I think it's a very interesting ideology. One of these 2 things is very wrong right now, okay? Quit being a bitch. Just say it with your fucking chest and move on. Instead of undefining what Trump is, it feels like you literally are just doing my job for me now.
But he's not. So when you have Circa or anybody else...
He's like, he's not. Okay, then explain how. You said it would look differently, and I'm just... What? What would be different? You'd be able to fuck finally? What is going on?
Oh, well, Trump is a fascist. It just sounds like it's derangement. It's Trump derangement.
That sounds like you have no idea what you're talking about. And you're hitting low-hanging fruit now because you don't know how to actually talk about this topic or debate, do you? Kind of sounds like that to me. Every single answer you've given so far is about as lukewarm as the fucking most average shitty water on the planet, bro. You're like a Dasani water bottle right now, you fucking weirdo.
Arrangement. And Circa has admitted that he's like, yeah, I don't think Trump is a good person.
Correct. And then I also said, but when I look at him in a diagnostic for fascism, I don't really think about that. Because, let's be clear, there's a lot of people I don't like that I don't call fascist, right? I mean, the truth here is that he just satisfies the fascist stuff.
He's a selfish human being. He's a narcissist.
Yes.
He does everything just to serve himself.
He sure acts like it and says he does every day. It's maybe listen to him.
And so, well, if you really go in with this,
so here's the problem. He's about to project the thing I just said he's doing. Notice I never said anyone's a leftist or a conservative or a Republican, because that's not really my prerogative here. My directive is to diagnose whether Trump fits the fucking criteria of a fascist, which I presented a fucking fine case, in my opinion. That's probably because I know the material. And he's going to say that I learned fascism to try and diagnose Trump. And I don't know. I've learned fascism far before he became a politician. I've studied it extensively. I find it interesting. I had all that before Trump ever became a president. A lot of people do this, though, but do better, because I didn't present that argument here. Unless you're just this fucking, again, ignorance on purpose, malice, or just ignorance on accident, stupid. One of the two right now. Because what he's about to say is exactly what he just did. He's a leftist who hates fucking Trump. So clearly he just learned fascism to diagnose Trump. And the irony here is just fucking, radiating at like the sun's fucking energy.
Bias that you think Donald Trump is this selfish human being who doesn't do anything for anybody else.
Okay, that's great. It has nothing to do with fascism.
Only does things to benefit himself.
Has nothing to do with fascism.
Well, then, yes, you're going to believe.
No. Those two things are like literally nothing to do with fascism. Not even close.
Everything that you hear that's negative about him. Now, it's fast.
Except that's not how it works, right? Because I presented things that you don't hear. Like epistemic capture. The first time you guys have ever even fucking heard that phrase, right, Kuhl? Again, are you going to give any commentary on this debate, or are you just going to fucking literally whinge like some fucking loser who has no idea how to even talk about this topic?
Fascinating about Sirkar is because I actually asked him in Confluence's chat. I asked him, I was like, hey, because Sirka said that he would not have taken this debate during Trump's.
Yes, because it would be difficult. Because defining fascism diagnostically, in my opinion, wouldn't satisfy a lot of the later things that help form my opinion.
First term, implying that he didn't think Trump was a fascist during his first term.
I don't think I could diagnose him as a fascist. Because he wasn't able to do a lot of the fascist stuff yet, even if his rhetoric was somewhat fascist.
So I said, okay, Circa, well, did you tell the lefties at the time that were calling?
I did. I literally said, I don't think he qualifies as a fascist. What is he going to say here?
Trump?
I actually did say, I would say that they're wrong.
A fascist, because this isn't a new thing. Trump being a fascist isn't.
I don't give a fuck what other people think.
Brand new. It's something that was mentioned.
Get to the point. If he lies about this, that's going to be funny as fuck. Because I actually said I would say they're wrong.
Even during his first term. So
and this is not him, by the way. Andrew asked me this in this debate at the very end. So I don't know why this fucking, out of shape fucking weirdo is acting like it's his idea, but nonetheless, it's fine.
Asked him, was like, okay, well, when lefties was going around calling him a fascist back then, did you correct them and say, no, he's not a fascist?
Yeah, I said they're wrong.
No, he's not. Your guys are wrong. And Circa answered, I would tell them that.
Yes.
Notice how he answered a present tense.
I said I would have. No, it was would have. Are you... Wait, does he think would is present tense? Are we? Is that what's happening right now? Will. I will is present tense. Does he seriously think I would is present tense? Used for future in the past conditional hypothetical situations. You mean the exact thing he asked me?
Something that was mentioned even during his first term. So I asked him, I was like, okay, well, when lefties was going around calling him a fascist back then, did you correct them and say, no, he's not a fascist? No, he's not. You guys are wrong. And Circa answered, I would tell them that. Notice how he answered a present tense.
How is this guy seriously trying to engage on a video when he doesn't even know that would means past tense? This is a fucking joke. Are you kidding me?
For something.
I'm like blown away right now, bro. This guy's, he's about to make up a conspiracy, I think, in his head about me like not meaning what I said because he's just acting as if this is present tense. Yes, it is, Bogos, especially in this usage. Used for future in the past conditional hypothetical situations. It is the exact fucking tense that we're talking about. I would. If you could go back in the past for a conditional hypothetical situation. Bogos, you're fucking retarded. Seriously right now. You are fucking retarded if you think this is literally not the exact use of the fucking tense for this fucking question. That is literally what future in the past conditional hypotheticals are. What he asked me is a future in the past conditional hypothetical. Are you fucking retarded? There's no fucking way, dude. Would. Do you not understand this? This is literally the exact fucking question. Like, when we want to talk about the past, we sometimes want to refer to something which is in the future at the time we were speaking. So, like, hypothetically, if someone was to ask you or say, so, you know, you transition yourself to the past, and then you think of a future situation, this is the exact fucking tense that you should say to properly say the thing. Holy fuck, bro. I don't even know how I'm supposed to take this seriously. Like, I want to learn from people who want to criticize me, right? But like, if you're going to be this much of a fucking idiot, what is the point, dude?
During the past.
This is literally past tense.
So unfortunately, I tried to ask him, well,
I mean, you have to obviously be trolling Bogos because, I mean, this is fucking retarded. Considering, again, the exact use of this fucking phrase is future in the past. It's the exact fucking format that he was talking about. I'm like losing my mind right now.
Well, wait a minute. You're answering something in the present.
Like, no, Bogos, you're just wrong. I mean, you just got to be trolling me right now. In this scenario, it's future in the past. It is literally past tense. It is always past tense. You're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Not only that, but like, the level of like depth that he wants to go into this as a conspiracy is weird as well, because I did say would have in the comment, but I don't really think that's relevant because saying would is the same thing. So, but do better because I didn't.
You guys are wrong. And Circa answered, I would tell.
I cannot believe this. How is someone this fucking stupid, bro? Even know that would means past tense. Is present tense. Does he seriously think I would is present tense? Oops. Fuck. Reactionception, yeah. I mean, this is so ridiculous, it deserves to be fucking... I just don't get it. Used for future in the past conditional hypothetical situation. Yes, that's what it is. Future in the past. Bogos. Holy fuck, bro. Sometimes you're so fucking stupid. Okay, if we are talking about a hypothetical in the past, he asked me a future action. He asked me if a leftist hypothetically said Trump is a fascist, which implies we're in the past, and now I'm talking about a future situation. That is what that means, Bogos. Think of yourself in the past, and now imagine a future event, you fucking moron. Holy fuck, bro. Why is this so hard? Why is everyone so fucking stupid? This is like the shit that makes me fucking like want to become like a ruthless murderer. Swear to God. It's okay. It's okay. Just remember. What is? Does he seriously think I would? How to use proper present in fucking past tense? It's not my fault that you don't fucking know these things, and apparently he doesn't either. Does he seriously think I would is present tense? Situation.
During his first term.
Past. Used for future in the past condition. No, I think I lost a point for not being a fucking murderer. Used for future in the past conditional hypothetical situations. You mean the exact thing he asked me?
Something that was mentioned even during his first term. So I asked him, I was like, okay, well, when lefties was going around calling him a fascist back then, did you correct them and say, no, he's not a fascist? No, he's not. You guys are wrong. And Circa answered, I would tell them that. Notice how he answered a present tense.
How is this guy seriously trying to engage on a video when he doesn't even know that would means past tense? This is a fucking joke. Are you kidding me?
For something
Used for future in the past. Hurts. Jesus Christ, dude. Oops. Um. Probably be my guess. I mean, it seems like it might derail some fucking stupid moron's brain. That's for sure. That I was not expecting. I honestly do not understand how it's possible to be that fucking stupid. I'm serious. Okay. Can you like collapse this sidebar? Is that fucking possible? Hello?
Hey.
Energy. Fuck is this stupid fucking sidebar collapse? The fuck?
So sorry, I just got back from a call with someone. Who are you what are you talking about?
I'm looking up the epistemology of religion right now.
Well, it depends. So if you're looking at the different epistemologies, there's some that say that you rely on faith, you rely on argument.
No, I'm talking about the basic reason behind religion. So that could be like what it says here, sensus divinitatis, the moral implications, that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of different things underneath it. It's just,
some of them say rely on faith, some that say you rely on arguments.
well, I mean, that's not really an argument because you'd have to just presuppose that the faith for the religion is true beforehand, which if you do that, then I guess you can just say whatever you'd like and say nothing is real, but that would be kind of dumb, wouldn't it?
No, I'm saying the faith is different from the arguments. There are people who say that you rely on faith and people who say you rely on.
I know. That's why I'm going over the many considerations right now. This is just the fucking bare bones epistemology of religion. Like I mentioned, there's sensus divinitatis, right? There's experience, moral implications, problematic expertise, faith as commitment, like you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And then evidentialism is, I guess, a word that I've never heard of, but a belief of proportion to evidence, which I know of, so I know what that idea is. I just didn't know that was the name for it, but I feel like this is also a stupid fucking metaphysical concept. This is where epistemology probably lacks, though, because you're not really going to get evidence in proportion to what we think, as we see in the universe for metaphysical claims, but simplifications. What? Who the fuck is Schellenberg, bro? He's out here throwing hands. What the fuck? Another horrible website that makes me want to fucking gouge my eyeballs out. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Okay, that is not the paper I asked for. That's fine. The will to imagine? Is that what I'm looking for? It's on the bottom, isn't it? The Wisdom of Doubt and The Will to Imagine. These are both books. Sick. Got it. Fuck. No, that's all I wanted. Cite this article. Do you have a DOI here? Yes, you do, motherfucker. Go. Hell yeah. I'm getting visions of a shaman right now, dude. What the fuck am I reading? Oh, this is divine hiddenness. Okay. Ultimism? The fuck is that, dude? So many isms. Well, that's a fucking claim. Quite ultimism. The fuck does soteriological mean, bro? Fuck me. Theological study of salvation. Okay. Okay, cool. I learned nothing. Okay. Sometimes Schellenberg sometimes thinks we have evidence that is so strong it cannot be blocked by worries about the unknown. Okay. What's that? A sandwich? Oh, nice. Is it plain? Where did you come from? 148 already? Holy mother of God. In the highest degree or on high? Okay. This is interesting, but I don't know how this is going to help me that much for my debate. I'm not impressed by it either. I don't care. About traditional theism? Love it. Yo, pussy. What's good? Did you watch more of my debate? No, I'm not surprised. I'm actually like, I look forward to it.
Something in the past, like could you say without playing, this is actual word games here, by the way, Brian Shapiro's worst enemy. I was like, could you actually say that you argued with lefties back then that he wasn't a
Yes. This dude, here, Reclusi, dude, check this out. Listen to this dude. Listen to what he says right here.
around calling him a fascist back then? Did you correct them and say, no, he's not a fascist? No, he's not. Your guys are wrong. And Circa answered, I would tell them that. Notice how he answered a present tense for something during the past.
What's your take on that? I said would have, but he's seriously saying that I would. He asked me because I said I don't know if I could have diagnosed Trump as a fascist in 2019. And he said, actually, this isn't his idea. This fucking, out of shape loser is not the one who came up with this. It was Andrew later in the debate. He asked me that. And I specifically said I would.
Tell the lefties at the time that were calling Trump a fascist, because this isn't a new thing. Trump being a fascist isn't brand new. It's something that was mentioned even during his first term. So I asked him, I was like, okay, well, when lefties was going around calling him a fascist back then.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's about to create a conspiracy by getting the tense wrong. That's what's about to happen.
Did you correct them and say, no, he's not a fascist? No, he's not. Your guys are wrong. And Circa answered, I would tell them that. Notice how he answered a present tense.
Reclusi. I'm American, yeah. Is the word would present tense? Or isn't I will present tense? Last time I checked, would is not present tense. It's actually a future in the past type of answer to something. Will is not future. I will do this right now. I will do this. I will. I am. Those are all present tense, Bogos. Google it, you fucking moron. Jesus Christ. Anyways. Are you talking in ye olde English, Bogos? You know, even in the Bible, in certain other translations, you can tell when present tense is happening because God starts saying, I will, I am. And you know what he says? When he goes to present? I did, I would. I'm like, I mean, would here, me saying I would have corrected leftists on calling Trump a fascist that early is the exact use of a future in the past tense answer, as in you're talking about the past in a hypothetical future scenario, which is what he did.
For something during the past. So unfortunately, I tried to ask him, well, wait a minute. You're answering something in the present, something in the past. Like, could you say without playing? This is actual word games here, by the way. Brian Shapiro's worst enemy. I was like, could you actually say that you argued with lefties back then that he wasn't a fascist using past tense? And unfortunately, Confluence had the.
I guess he wants me to say I did. And I did. All the time. I said that as well. He's not including that, though.
And the stream, so I never got an answer. But it was just an interesting answer. He's like, well, I would tell them that he wasn't a fascist at that point in time. And I was like, well, wait a minute. You would? Meaning that if someone now came up to you and said Donald Trump was a fascist during his first term, you would tell him he wasn't?
Bro. Again, I have no idea how to explain this to this guy, okay? Future in the past tense, okay? That's exactly what he's talking about. When an action that were intended, promised, or predicted to happen at a point after a specific time in the past. So what's happening here is I'm being asked about a specific time in the past for a future scenario. As in, it is a future, but in the past tense. So things like often using would. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Yeah, great. But how about back then? Did you tell them that he wasn't a fascist? So if I had a chance to talk to Circa, I would actually ask him that.
I think you should just open a dictionary. And please, or maybe just go to Wikipedia and look up what present tense means and what past tense means and learn what these basic grammatical fucking things mean. Yeah, can we do that?
Yeah.
Okay. What makes that fascist? In and of itself, nothing, right?
I mean, it depends. He does kind of pick and choose here too, right? He did pardon January 6 rioters who did directly harm police officers, right?
Sure.
Is that just directly supporting police? I mean, again, fascists will bend in order to make sure that
There's
they can
nothing.
stay
So you're saying there's
power.
nothing there that was fascist? It's
helping
not
police
fascist.
officer.
Yeah, that's not fascist.
Are you asking me if like that somehow outweighs all?
Like, yeah, exactly. Like, we wouldn't be able to sit here and call him all these things if Trump was really a fascist. If Trump was.
What are we calling him here? I mean, I'm interested in like real commentary. This guy's a waste of time. He's an absolute moron. But, you know, nonetheless, What is he trying to say here again? Everything he's saying right now, it's so fucking stupid. We wouldn't be able to call him all these things because Trump says nice things about the police.
Exactly. Like we wouldn't be able to sit here and call him all these things if Trump was really a fascist. If Trump was really a fascist,
what does that mean? Like, it's like they don't even listen to Trump. They don't even watch or read or, look at the things Trump does.
We wouldn't be sitting here calling him a fascist. Do you think Kim Jong-un in freaking North Korea,
he's not a fascist.
Do you think he allows his people to call him a fascist?
He isn't a fascist.
Like, no.
He's not a fascist. What the fuck?
Like, you're not allowed to dissent like that in real fact.
That's not fascism. Oh. Dude, way to fucking bogus the meaning of the word into death, bro. This is what it looks like to be a bogus. That's all I'm going to say. If you want to know what literally manipulating the word fascism into an ultimately meaningless idea, you do this.
Fascist countries.
Of the other forms.
No, I'm just asking you, like, as we go through
you're forgetting that even murderers can hug their mothers.
As we go through these rhetorical devices here, when you're talking about rhetoric, right? Mm-hmm. If I give you examples of Trump saying we need to work with global leaders around the world, right? Americans, like he hires tons of women into his various administrations. He's very pro-female rights. He's very pro-homosexual. He's very pro these particular types of rights for people, right?
He's pro-homosexual?
He doesn't see, yeah, very.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
See, why does Sirkar think that Donald Trump?
Because Trump hasn't passed any pro-homosexuality legislation in like ever. He does exactly what I say here. That's it.
Pro-homosexual. Like, why would he get that idea? It's just
he's the one who made the claim.
It just seems like it comes out of Trump derangement,
Bro.
Well, of course Donald Trump hates gays.
No, man. Like I say in like 1 second, if you unpause the video, he held up a fucking pride flag one time, and I guess that was enough for you?
Don't you know? The guy's extremely homophobic. Don't you know? Haven't you heard? CNN told me so. But it's like, what proof do you have that Donald Trump hates gays? Has he repeated?
The argument here is not Donald Trump hates gays. The argument is that he's pro-homosexual. Wouldn't you have to be proactive to be pro-homosexual, not just, lukewarm water?
Feel gay marriage at all?
He's allowing it to happen. He said he would sign a bill if it came across his desk federally. Again, this is another moment where, like, I guess the people who support Trump don't even listen to Trump. They just, exist in this space of fucking their own thoughts or something. Why don't you just fucking listen to the guy? I don't get it.
He hasn't. Gays are still allowed to get married under Trump.
That's great.
So
not in some states, though.
How does he hate homosexuals? Like, how can Sirkar demonstrate that?
He held up a flag one time in 2016, bro. That was enough for you?
Okay, well, it's a lot more than.
So he brings up a. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, it's serious though. Like, what's the commentary here? Let's hear it.
So smug. That's another thing about this.
I know, because it's true. You fucking loser.
Guy. So again, he brings up this example, like, "Oh, he held up a flag one time." Well, no, the fact that
yes, that's literally all he did to get some gay votes, bro. That's all he did. He's never fucking signed any legislation that's pro-gay, dude. You fucking weirdo.
Gays can still get married. Shows he doesn't.
That's not what pro-homosexual means. That's literally not it.
Hate gays. Like that's a big one.
No one is saying he hates gays. I'm not the one who said he's pro-homosexual. How fucking pathetic is this dude?
You would think if he hated gays so much, as soon as he got
no one made the claim.
Became president, he would be like, all right, the gays, you can't get married. No.
He literally said any legislation. Yeah, didn't murder, sorry. He literally said legislation that comes across my desk, I will sign it if it meant federally banning gay marriage. I guess that means pro-homosexuality. I don't know if it means he literally hates gay people. I can't make that claim, but don't you think it means he is not pro-homosexual?
More, you know? But what gay rights has he taken away? Like
he hasn't advanced any of them. He's definitely made it harder. I don't remember him making bills, but he's the president. He doesn't do that. His rhetoric is certainly anti-gay, though.
He hasn't taken away gay rights. Has he taken away gays' ability to go get to go buy babies? Like he hasn't done that.
To buy babies? You mean adopt? To buy babies? Is that what this excuse said? Buy babies? Buy babies. Okay. What is happening? I don't get this.
Not either. He's done nothing towards the gays. So
the gays. The gays are fine.
So how can Sirkar properly demonstrate that?
I'm not the one who made the claim. Bro. Andrew's the one who made the claim. I guess. I don't know.
He actually doesn't like homosexuals.
No, Obama.
Okay. So, I have a prediction right now. I have a feeling he's going to glaze what Andrew says here, which is kind of the inverse of what I'm saying. Because Andrew's about to say that, like, Hillary Clinton and Obama didn't like gays, which is not true. They were hesitant, though, to pass legislation. At least Obama was in the beginning of his term because he didn't think it was recepted well yet. It was a political decision. But ultimately, people like Biden and them, they didn't really support gay rights back in the 90s and stuff. So I'm really curious to see if this guy instantly just starts glazing what Andrew says, because it might show a little bit of bias.
Clinton, who were against gay marriage before they were for it, right?
Well, they weren't when Clinton was running in 2016, but not that fucking
was that
matters.
fascist? Was she being a fucking fascist?
No, because you're looking at it in isolation, like someone who's never
it's
even
all.
read
But here's the thing: each of these are all loose correlates you're trying to put together and.
Yeah, see, but that's true. Obama and Hillary were against gay marriage.
Called it. Yeah, they do hate gay people. See, we can demonstrate that Hillary literally hates gay people. No, he's not. He had fucking Mike Pence, dude. He had fucking Mike Pence as his vice president, you fucking moron. Dude, Mike Pence was on a crusade to fucking end gayness as a fucking idea. You're fucking out of your mind.
You know, Trump has been gay marriage since his first presidency. Like, he's always been pro-marriage.
Totally. Again, Mike Pence was his vice president.
Pro-gays and such. But Sirka, again...
Yep. He definitely supported it, didn't he, Bogos? He supported the fuck out of it. You're not just going to manipulate what you watched again to try and make your claim because you are disingenuous as fuck for some reason every day. No, I don't really get it. Yeah. What's the question?
For someone that insists, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck about if Donald Trump is a good person or not.
I don't. That doesn't mean he's a fascist.
Yeah. Why does he think that Trump hates gays? He never established that. He just...
Because I never made the claim. Andrew said he's pro-homosexual. I said he is, There's no claim that I made that he hates gay people because I'm not that stupid. You fucking retard.
Brings up this one example of like, oh, what?
Scott Bessent? Yeah, we know. Bogos, can you, for one day, bro, come in here with like actual brain cells? Because doing the I have one black friend thing, okay, which is essentially what you are saying right now when Trump says, I have one gay guy in my cabinet, doesn't really fucking matter, and it's just showing how fucking dumb you are every day. Like, please, bring some brain cells when you come in here. It's starting to piss me off.
But he held up a flag. That which makes you think he likes gays? Well, what example can you bring up that he hates gays? Name me one example. You can't. The best you could.
What the fuck does chud style mean?
Bring up is I'm not convinced. What, he held up a gay flag once?
Yes, that's literally all he did. That's all he did. He's never even mentioned that by the way, his cabinet level position guy, Bessent, he's never even mentioned that he actually, appointed the first openly gay person because it's not so open. Because you know what they say to themselves? That might be a bad look. Well, if you actually were pro-homosexual, why would you say that?
That doesn't convince me. Okay.
Pretend that they mean something greater than they do. You're just making it up as you
kind of
go.
have to do something with them, right? You can't just put them further apart and then say maybe we should look at it then, right? That wouldn't make
Well,
sense.
how about you give me the actual case for how he's a fascist here?
I got you. Yeah. So let's go to the next one. How about enemy construction? Are you cool with that?
Mm-hmm. If you would like to know, Don Hummer, when you talk to certain individuals in debate, there's like 4 main styles you can choose from. I don't really like to argue in bad faith, personally. I feel like it's just a waste of time. So you have to choose the style probably that's going to benefit and work the best with who you're talking to. For someone like Andrew, I'm a little prosecutorial, but mainly a scientist here. There's also a preacher and a politician, okay? And I kind of stay away from the preacher thing. I probably stick to the scientist version of argumentation the entire time here. Because when you're talking with people in bad faith, the best way to actually show that someone is bad faith is to not engage really with it in the same manner. So you ultimately let them dig their own grave.
Am I cool with what?
For me, remember my tenets there, I didn't really name them out, but like the main one is obviously the hyper-nationalistic palingenesis, right? But we can move on to enemy construction. This is essentially a part of fascism in order to find the impurity, right? That you need to purify in order to attain this rebirth.
Well,
let's talk about internal enemy naming some more. Okay, so in November,
hang on, stop for a second before I agree to this. I just want to note. Hang on. I just want to note something. I would say that this is one of the weaker kind of support structures for the idea of fascism. It is true that this likely needs to be some part of it, but from the political, can you chill the fuck out and let me speak for 5 seconds without interjecting?
Just let him finish.
For the idea of fascism, I just wanted to hang on.
That you need to purify in order to attain this rebirth.
55.
Let's talk about internal enemy naming some more. Okay, so in November,
hang on, stop for a second.
Interrupts me. Got it.
Before I agree to this, I just want to note. Hang on. I just want to note something. I would say that this is one of the weaker kind of support structures.
Palingenesis is important in Andrew's definition, so you're disagreeing or you're agreeing with a ghost, Bogos. Can you please bring some brain cells into this fucking, chat right now? The fuck is wrong with you? He literally agrees with palingenesis.
For the idea of fascism, it is true that this likely needs to be some part of it, but from the political,
you wouldn't destabilize a position by expanding on tension. Donhammer, are you sure you don't mean destabilize someone's argument by constricting the tension, making it a trap? You would collapse on the point you're trying to get across, which probably would lead to a double bind or some sort of inconsistency or incoherent argument where there's no answer for them.
Can you chill the fuck out and let me speak for 5 seconds?
So what is that? Fucking 35 seconds he's talking? I interrupt him because 35 seconds have gone by? Like, this is what it looks like when you don't know how to actually talk in a debate.
Interjecting.
Yeah, just let him finish. Let him finish, sir.
Is it even possible for you? Like, just calm the fuck down, dude. So anyway, I would like to ask you, before you even dive into that, can you name any political ideology that does not create adversaries for themselves?
Well, you're just one random moron in Canada, so we can just ignore your argument too.
Any?
Probably not.
Okay, then why do I care about this?
Yeah.
Well,
because it helps form, like he said. He said it is a small part of it. Wouldn't that warrant talking about it? Shouldn't you care about it if it's a part of it? He literally agreed to that. I even agreed and said it's not a massive necessary component to identify fascism because it exists in a lot of different...
When I interrupted you.
Well, because Trump, though, it's different when Trump does it, you see. Trump.
I don't even mention Trump here.
Makes enemies out of people, and it's just different when he does it, okay?
Well, he does mobilize people in a specific way on behalf of the ultra-nationalistic palingenesis by using the language that would mobilize them in order to purify them. So the enemy construction here is not just unimportant. It would probably be something centered around that, which poisoning the blood of our country and calling everyone traitors and using the entire executive department to try and push the boundaries of how you can do that, ultimately until you may just do the Hitler stuff, is not really a good thing. But I don't even mention Trump here. I don't really know why he's just whinging again.
When Joe Biden went on
Sounds like he has Trump derangement syndrome.
Stage and he said that MAGA Republicans are extremists, that's fine. It's okay when Joe Biden does it. It's not fact.
Yeah, because it's not mobilizing anyone. In the context of the quote you're talking about, he didn't say all of them. And again, most certainly we did not materialize, or we didn't see it materialize into like a group of an identity that wants to embody Joe Biden with the destiny to neutralize the extreme MAGA Republicans. I mean, in my opinion, they're a little bit anemic. Trump, when he says they're poisoning the blood of our country, clearly has mobilized people who are fucking embodying him with the very destiny to do that, to neutralize the poison in our blood. So, again, like, why am I even listening to this guy? He seriously has zero clue about the topic at all. And he thinks wood is present tense.
That's just when he does it. When they always speak out against white Christians.
Oh, are you gonna cry? Oh my God, wah, dude, wah, persecution. That doesn't happen. The majority of people in this country are white Christians. Wah. Fucking Christ.
That's fine when they do that. When they say that white
fucking
supremacy is the greatest danger to our democracy. Well, that's not fascism when they do that.
It's not. It's literally just not. Definitionally.
But Gentili says that would be.
Even if it makes you feel like you need to cry this much, bro, it's just not.
Fascist.
I said you're looking at this in isolation again, right? It doesn't actually come back to the, original hyper-nationalistic palingenesis. It's a tool.
You haven't demonstrated any hyper-nationalistic palingenesis.
Yeah, I did.
You stopped me, but yes, I have.
I think that is not a good argument, Don Homer, and I'm gonna try and explain why. Okay. binary gender categorization is perfectly fine in a day-to-day aspect. There's nothing oppressive about simply, you know, on a little league chart saying if you're a boy or a girl. That's not really the problem. And I think over insisting on what you think is really strong here is probably not going to work well. Because no one is going to believe you that simply binary gender categorization is going to make institutions just oppressive, like definitionally. The problem here is that people do not understand biology, and binary gender doesn't really make sense anyway. But biological sex as a binary is just not really biologically accurate. But most people don't really care about that. In the day-to-day, we don't think about how the amount of hormones we have could be somewhat androgynous. You know, that's just dumb. But we have a very large amount of people who literally want to sit there and act like they've read biology. So, yeah, it's just not really. But I don't think it is relevant. Okay. And the voice chat. This guy?
Yeah, that one.
Who's in here?
Me.
Oh my!
Type the message.
I'm like, wait, who is it? I was hoping it would be this guy because this guy's a fucking moron.
Who's speaking? Oh no.
No, Speakeasy's cool.
Speakeasy's the guy who was responding.
Yeah, this fucking dude. Look at this video I just made.
No, I seen the video earlier actually.
You did?
Yeah, when it was posted in Horseradish's Discord, I seen it with the AIU in the thumbnail.
No. Well, yeah, but this clip I just made, man. Check this out. I just put it in the Discord debate channel thing, the debate on negatives or whatever. Mm-hmm. He thinks that wood is present tense.
yeah, I remember watching that
okay.
video. It's very strange.
It's like for the exact situation he asked me in, future in the past tense, right? What is literally how you would answer that question?
Haven't. You just gave me a quote, and then
yeah, that was a wild cope video that this dude put out. I'm gonna be super real with you.
I mean, it's 20 minutes in, and he hasn't given any commentary on the substance whatsoever. Not a single thing.
Well, yeah, I feel like he kind of has to, right? Because it's clear that he doesn't sort of understand the rhetorical tactic that Andrew Wilson is using. And I remember talking with you about this prior to your debate.
Yep.
Where I specifically said he was going to try to be as nebulous and non-specific as possible. And that's exactly what he did throughout the whole debate. He was continuously calling into question not only his definition of things, but how it's applicable.
Yeah, and then this guy ran with, I guess, the holding the gay pride flag thing. He was like, he turned it into, Sirka has to claim that Trump is anti-gay. And I'm like, huh? I'm not the one who said that he's pro-homosexual. I never said that Trump is anti-gay. But, the question here is he pro-homosexual, which he's definitely not. What the fuck?
Well, yeah. The sort of problem with that is, again, it's this sort of box-like wording that Andrew uses. He tries to trap his opponent in a box while being as nebulous as possible, so he has a constant way of getting out of the conversation.
Yeah, he expands his definitions beyond fucking reason, and then exclusively undefines yours and to fucking just
exactly.
It's fucking stupid.
And I remember talking with you about this prior to the debate as well, and I thought it was.
I think he failed though on my traps. My traps fucking ruined him.
Oh yeah, there were some places.
The nation and state one and the corporatism one were fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. It was certainly interesting. I think that, like I said though, I think that there was the problem of you came in wanting to talk about the sort of root problem, right? Where think of it as a logic tree, right? Andrew starts at the branches, whereas you wanted.
I did that on purpose, by the way.
Up from the root.
I did that on purpose. I purposely did not include Trump at all in my opening, and because I knew that there was 10-minute openings and then 5-minute rebuttals, right? And I did not want to let Andrew talk about any claim or example I had without me being able to interrupt him. So I purposely did that, and I think it actually kind of fucked him because to me, he sounds like a little whinging bitch in the beginning because he's like, oh, you didn't fucking say anything about Trump. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't want you to fucking talk, unfiltered open mic for 5 minutes about the claim and, turn it into a nebulous fucking, nonsense. I wanted to be able to interrupt you as soon as you were being, fucking ridiculous.
Well, see, that was one thing I actually, when I watched back the debate between you and him, it's one thing I was surprised you didn't do. Because when he tried to make the claim that like Trump was like pro-gay or pro-homosexual, whereas as of using the term gay, right, as nebulous as that is, and he uses it for a reason, I would have tried to pin him down on being pro-LGBT. So that way you can rope it back in with the trans stuff and the anti-trans bills that he passed originally that were arguably in violation of the 14th.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, in my head, I thought of Trump when he said that he would sign legislation that would ban gay marriage federally if it landed on his desk. And I personally just found it weird that he said pro-gay. You and I both know Andrew would have said, well, trans people aren't gay people, right? He probably would have
yeah, exactly,
demarcated it into some stupid fucking like they already kind of do that, don't they?
To some extent, yes. There are conservatives who argue that things like
this is Maida,
that like transgenderism is like homophobic in and of itself just by its nature, which is a dumb argument.
It's pretty dumb, yeah. Like, I think it's dumb. Yeah. It reminds me of like a pick me coping, token black eye type mentality, but
that's why I like personally what I would have done is I would have roped in the term LGBT or LGBTQ, whatever acronym you want to use, instead of letting him run with the idea of like gay, right? But
yeah, all in all, I think any serious watcher who like watches the whole debate definitely probably walked away feeling like I won the diagnostic and the theoretical stuff completely. But he did win on the performative, especially in the beginnings sometimes. But I kind of expected that. I wasn't really remember. My opening and closing were like they avoided him completely, so I kind of expected a little bit of a loss there.
That's kind of where I was with it as well. I gave it to you. I gave it favorably to you, and I put it at about 65-35. I think that you were consistently you were winning points, but then there were points in certain circumstances where you weren't winning, and I think that's just because you weren't properly calling him out on the things he was saying, and that's because he was trying to be as nebulous as possible with what he was actually saying. So
and he also was good about he was good at running in the places that he knew he wouldn't win. I should have stuck to the Nazism, being fascist, a little bit longer, because that's just ridiculous, right? I mean, he's like one of the only people who thinks fascism or the Nazism is not fascism. Which is bizarre to me, right? But I let that go very quickly because he just like wanted to move on from that topic. And then the epistemic capture one, if you remember, he just granted it, conceded it, and then we moved on very fast because he knew that there was no way he was going to win those examples.
Yeah, and see, that was something I talked with you as well prior to your debate, was about holding his feet to the fire about whether or not he wanted to concede the previous point before moving on to the next one. Which was something that I was actually surprised that he did in one circumstance, but there were two other circumstances in which he did not, where I thought you would hold him to the fire a bit more on that.
Yeah, I should have done the Nazi one a little bit more. Because that's like a double whammy, right? Like Nazis didn't have corporatism. I did mention that, you don't want the Nazis to be fascist because that really fucks your corporatism argument, but I think I could have went a little further on that for sure.
Yeah, and this was, again, happened to be another thing that we actually talked about in that regard was the nationalization of production under the Third Reich when they first came into power under Adolf Hitler, and how the state took over a large portion of control of the automobile sector.
The state took over everything.
Yeah, exactly. Which undermines the idea or the principle of corporatism.
It does completely.
I remember talking with you about
does completely. Like they promised corporatism though. The Nazis promised a safe place for the liberal elites and the corporations. They promised elite collaboration in the same way Mussolini did. But Mussolini actually did give them a syndicate, right? Not Nazism. They just went as soon as he gained like the power of after the Enabling Act. He was just like, nah, fuck you. That was a really stupid video. I have no idea why I just watched them.
Yeah, it was. I remember watching that video earlier today, and I was like, Jesus Christ! I hate that people think like this and require such a like tip of the iceberg level explanation for something to be able to digest just the basic like idea of the.
Yeah, what he really means to say is that, you know, I think he's lying internally. I'm not really sure. I can't really prove if he would have said that to a leftist back then that Trump is not a fascist, but like, I think I didn't get an answer to my question. It's like, dude, how fucking pathetic do you have to be?
So if my successor,
I wouldn't even put it at like pathetic. I just think that he doesn't understand like.
You think it's just
right?
fucking ignorance, like fucking straight up incompetent?
Well, yeah, I think it's just straight up ignorance because you can use a term, right, both in past tense and like pretense, right? And I don't think he was able.
That's what it is. Future in the past tense is what it is.
Exactly.
It's literally what I was answering a question that was future in the past, where you go to the past and then you bring up a hypothetical future scenario from the past.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. He wasn't able to like make that connection in his mind of how you can use a term both in current tense and in past tense to answer a question in which applies to both.
It's just wild, bro. It's so dumb.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh, this is coming up soon, right?
End of my term as chair, I would serve as chair.
Who's going to replace me again?
Reserve Chairman confirmed on May 15th. Sure. Would you stay on?
So if my successor is not confirmed by the end of my term as chair, I would serve as chair pro tem until he is confirmed. That is what the law calls for. That's what we've done on several occasions, including involving me, and it's what we're going to do in this situation. And while I'm at it, on the question whether I will leave while the investigation is ongoing, I have no intention of leaving the board until the investigation is well and truly over.
Nice. Fuck yeah, bro. I wish you would just let our economy die, though.
And finality, and I would refer you to the statement that was in the Fed's brief that you all have seen, and I won't have anything more for you on that.
That was a power move right there. Trump's probably tweeting about him literally as we speak. I'm curious.
Probably.
Because Trump really wants his fucking new Federal Reserve guy in there because he already said he'll lower interest rates, which is definitely not a good idea, by the way. Fucking not a good idea. But, God, he tweets so... What the fuck, man? He did. When is too late, Powell, lowering interest rates? Fucking Christ. He's such a weirdo, bro. Dude, it's exactly like Biden. Remember all of those absolute fools out there? Iran is considered by everyone to be the #1 state sponsor of terror. Britain meltdown. Also, we got statehood, President DJT. What? Statehood? What is wrong with this guy?
Who knows?
The United States has been informed by most of our NATO allies that they don't want to get involved with our military operation against the terrorist regime of Iran. The fact that almost every country strongly agreed with what we are doing. Apparently they didn't. That Iran cannot in any way, shape, or form be allowed to have a... I think this is too many commas, but it's okay. Why is nuclear weapon capitalized? I am not surprised by their action. However, this should be a period or a semicolon and then capital, transition state word, but whatever. Because I always considered NATO, where we spend hundreds of billions of dollars per year protecting them. No, we do not. We literally do not spend hundreds of billions of dollars giving... That's just far too much. Dude, he says numbers sometimes where you have to stop and think and be like, that's a little too big all the time, bro. To be a one-way street. It's not. This odd use of the M dash makes me feel like this is AI, but fine. We will protect them. The M dash here means that this should not be capitalized, but they will do nothing for us. Okay, we're Darvoing. Got it. In particular, in a time of need. I hate everything about this guy's fucking grammar his entire fucking way. It's just infuriating. Fortunately, we have decimated Iran's military. So why are you blaming NATO for not helping when they're obliterated, dude? What is going on? Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. They never had either of those because they knew they would lose. Their anti-aircraft and radar is gone. Yeah, kind of. Most importantly, their leaders, no, they're not. They're decentralized. You can't just get rid of leaders like that. They know that. That's why they made them that way. At virtually every level, you're just lying, are gone, never to threaten us, our Middle Eastern allies of the world again. So why are we asking for NATO for help then? Because of the fact that we have had such military success, we no longer need or desire the NATO countries' assistance. Then why are you making this post, you fucking pathetic loser? What? We never did. Likewise, this is definitely AI, but I don't know how AI can make this so bad though. AI would write better than this actually. I don't get it. In fact, speaking as President of the United States of America, by far the most powerful country anywhere. Why is this fucking capitalized? Anywhere in the world. Why is the world capitalized? Why is this not capitalized? We do not, this is full title cap now. We do not need the help of anyone. Thank you for your attention.
It's crazy that he made an entire tweet bitching about how he doesn't need help, only to bitch about how he's not getting the help he doesn't need.
Dude, this is what we should do for a bit. I wonder what would happen if we finished off what's left of the... I don't really like that phrase. Something about that phrase feels a little genocide-y. And let the countries that use it... What? We don't... Wait. What's left of the Iranian terror state, and let the countries that use it, we don't, be responsible for the so-called strait. Why is the question mark inside of these? And then the sentence has not ended yet then because of this, and I'm literally, this hurts my brain right here. That would get some of our non-responsive allies in gear and fast. You don't need a comma there. Commas are pauses. It doesn't make sense to do a comma there, right? That would get some of our non-responsive allies in gear and fast. You don't need a comma. If it was a comma section, it would be like this. Non-responsive allies in gear and fast. I'm actually kind of having fun. I forgot how stupid he is. The Democrats' purposeful DHS shutdown. I mean, if they're shutting it down, it obviously is on purpose, is causing chaos at the airports. These lunatics are being totally unreasonable in their radical left asks. They are fully to blame and must pay a big price, okay? For the good of our country. Dude, fascist? Check boxes? Are we hitting them? Framework? In the midterm elections? What does that mean? Anyways. Who's this guy? Joe Kant? Oh, Joe Kent. Joe Kent.
That's the guy who just stepped down, right?
Is it?
Yeah, Joe Kent. Wasn't he the former head of the counterterrorism administration? He just stepped down because he said that Donald Trump wasn't acting on behalf of the United States or in the best interest of the United States, but rather in the interests of Israel. Said that he didn't want to serve as the counterterrorist, as the head of the counterterrorist bureau as a result of the fact that they were creating the terrorism that they tried to get rid of.
Interesting. Wait,
Did you not see his resignation letter?
I thought, I didn't actually read it. I did know that he resigned. I just didn't know it was about mainly Israel. But I mean, Israel is kind of fucking blackmailing us because they know that Netanyahu is essentially abusing the relationship that we've had for a long time, right?
I tend to agree with that.
I mean, Netanyahu doesn't control Trump. That's a fact. But I think Trump is desperately looking for a war to consolidate power at home anyway. He's not going to get it with Iran though. It's not going to be a Poland unifying moment or some other. It's not going to have that effect. It's not popular enough, and there's no way we're going to finish it fast like Germany did Poland, right?
Here you go. If you want to read this on stream, here's a screenshot of the letter from Joe Kent. That is his official resignation letter.
Open link. All right, what do we got here? After much reflection, I've decided to resign from my position as director of the National Counterterrorism Center effective today. I feel like effective today should have been before this entire sentence, but whatever. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation. It is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. Does he support Trump? Do we know his background at all?
I believe he was a Trump appointee, actually.
Okay, so I see. This is the part that doesn't make any sense to me, because is there zero accountability for the fact that Trump like straight up killed like Soleimani and he pressured us into war with Iran, especially by leaving the Iranian nuclear deal.
Yeah, just to be clear, I just looked this up. President Donald J. Trump nominated and appointed Joe Kent to the lead of the National Counterterrorism Center in February of 2025.
Yeah, so like I'm seeing a lot of victim blaming here and not taking any accountability for the fact that the dude that appointed you is quite literally pressuring us as well. It's not just Israel. Support the values and foreign policies that you campaigned on in 2016, 2020. Dude, he campaigned on fucking ending the Iranian deal in 2016, which we all knew would inevitably lead to this, because we knew Iran would start making a nuke. So, what? I guess we're just rewriting history, though. Until June of 2025, you understood that the wars in the Middle East were a trap. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He lied. Oh, my God. Robbed America of our precious lives and our patriots and depleted the wealth and prosperity of our nation. I don't even know how that makes sense. I mean, we don't lose wealth from having control over Middle Eastern countries. I guess Afghanistan was a costly war, right? But that was kind of beforehand, right? I mean, I guess this makes sense a little bit. In your first administration, you understand better than any modern president. Fucking holy.
Right.
Okay, sorry. Than any modern president, how to decisively apply How come no one knows how to write sentences, dude? Understood better than any modern president how to decisively apply military power without getting us drawn into never-ending wars. Yep, he's doing a great job with that. Even though he almost dragged us into one with the Kurdish, Turkey, British, French fucking debacle he had in Syria, but whatever. You demonstrated this by killing Qasem Soleimani. That is quite literally drawing us in closer to a never-ending war. I'm fucking losing my mind, bro.
Don't forget kidnapping the president of Venezuela.
Yeah, I mean, and defeating ISIS, bro. He did not defeat ISIS. ISIS was already fucking neutered by the time Trump ever came into power, and it wasn't the U.S. only that did this. Obama started it, but it was a global thing because every country, Muslim countries included, were not fans of ISIS. ISIS was trying to take over their countries as well. Like Egypt, with Sinai.
Don't forget there was also an alleged ISIS-backed terrorist attack in Virginia less than 2 weeks ago. So, so much for defeating ISIS.
I mean, they're definitely not as strong as they used to be, but he had nothing to do with that. It was already since 2014, 2013, I think is when the actual initiative fucking happened. And the whole world pretty much helped us kill them because, Saudi Arabia had a serious ISIS problem and they were deathly afraid of ISIS rising up. Again, Sinai and Egypt, all these countries were experiencing extreme ISIS fucking cells, and no one liked them. No Muslim country liked him either. I just find it weird that he just says defeating ISIS, dude. Early in this administration, high-ranking Israeli officials and influential members of the American media deployed a misinformation campaign that wholly undermined your America First platform and sowed pro-war sentiments to encourage a war with Iran. Am I being gaslit right now? Huh? Who?
I mean, you could argue that something like One America News, the National Desk, Fox, all were pro-Israel, like war stations, but these were media outlets that were just coming.
They didn't say anything until Trump said things himself.
Exactly.
Though. I'm like,
it was a reflection of the administration.
Yeah, they only fucking parrot. They don't have any new ideas. This echo chamber was used to deceive you. I don't think this guy knows how echoes work. Like, Trump screamed this stuff, and then it was echoed back at him. How is that a deception? Trump was the one who literally kept saying this. Oh my god, bro. The amount of fucking just like fucking cockhold fucking dick sucking I'm reading around is just too much. It's so fucking stupid. Why can't we have like accountability for things we do and say? I don't understand it. It bothers me. And that you should strike now. There was a clear path to swift victory. This was a lie and is the same tactics that the Israelis used to draw us into this disastrous Iraq war. Israel is the reason we invaded Iraq? Am I reading this incorrectly? Please tell me I'm not reading this incorrectly.
No, that's what he claims.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, I'm sure Israeli intelligence had something to do with it, but I think
that's because our partnership with them is we can make a lot of missiles and produce a lot of equipment. You can't. You're tiny. You're Israel. So we work with them though when we make all the intelligence stuff. We give them a lot of backing and foothold because they're our main foothold in the Middle East, right? So any intelligence that Israel gives us is shared intelligence. Like we have somewhat synergistic militaries. So what do you mean used to draw? Like there's always American soldiers in the room, American generals in the room with this this intelligence, apparatus he's talking about. I don't understand.
I would also like to point out how, yes, Israel is we do rely on a lot of Israeli intelligence for like what's going on in the Middle East. But it actually, when it comes to Israeli intelligence, a lot of it isn't well done or very accurate at all. That a lot of the intelligence that we've got as of lately about like things happening in Iran, as well as things happening in Yemen, have actually come from Turkey.
Turkey? Would Turkey give us intelligence right now? Turkey does not like us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Turkey does not like us, though. Especially Trump. Turkey does not like Trump. That seems weird to me. Because, Trump is, like, for instance, Trump is arming the Kurdish soldiers right now, right?
Yeah.
Or tried to. And Turkey is upset about that because the Kurds, I mean, if you remember the geographical position of where Kurds live in, right? The Kurds, boundaries. So they're like a rural ethnic group, right? That go through Iraq, Iran, Syria, and Turkey, right? So whenever we arm Kurds, okay, Turkey is fucking pissed if we do that. And in Trump's first term, he fucking was arming Kurdish soldiers and then for Syrian engagement. And then didn't tell our allies that we were pulling our troops out in like 2018 or 2017, I want to say. I'm paraphrasing a little bit. You might have to look it up to make sure that what I'm saying is accurate, by the way. But essentially, it got like French and British soldiers to accidentally fire on fucking Turkish soldiers, and both of them are in NATO. And ultimately, because we armed the Kurds at the same time, Trump just like fucking bounced and didn't tell anyone. And then that made like a serious problem within NATO between Turkey and the rest of NATO. I don't really see Turkey doing that. They fucking hate Trump.
I would generally agree with you, but it seems that as of lately, Turkish intelligence has been feeding tons of stuff to the United States in regards to
they do not
Syria,
like Iran,
Lebanon.
Yeah,
Syria, Lebanon, and I believe they've also talked about how Turkish intelligence has come out of places like as far south as Yemen. So it seems like they're turning a cheek here a little bit for the United States because they're taking the sort of enemy of my enemy is my friend idea.
Do you have just because I'd like to read it, not because I think you're wrong or anything, but do you have like a source I can read on that just to kind of know more?
Sure. I don't have a specific source, but I could just look up Turkish intelligence.
If you don't mind,
and I could probably.
I kind of figured you probably wouldn't have a specific one I'm sure it's probably like, you know, in memory, it'd be hard to remember exactly where it is.
Yeah.
As a veteran who deployed to combat 11 times, and as a Gold Star husband who lost my beloved wife Shannon in a war manufactured by Israel. Oh. Well, that sucks. Now I feel bad. I mean, what can you really say to a guy like this now?
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd probably say something that, like, you know, for your wife, please don't let lies consume your life while you're still alive. How about that? Israel is not that powerful, dude. Israel is 100% controlled by the U.S. still. I cannot support sending.
Yeah.
What?
Israel is controlled by the U.S., but I think it's also important to remember that Israel only has power to the extent in which they have somebody to be able to push forward that power, and that's why Donald Trump having so much influence within the Israeli lobby is a big problem right now.
I think Netanyahu is pushing because in 2016, you know, he was very happy because Obama and Biden were trying to make deals with Iran, right? Obama did succeed. It wasn't really Obama's deal, right? It was the J6. So it wasn't Obama's at all. They just liked Obama. But Netanyahu was really fucking happy in 2016 when Trump won because Trump, you know, like this guy seems to think doesn't happen from Trump, pressures a war with fucking Iran. Trump is like equally as insane about bombing Iran as fucking as Netanyahu is. So Netanyahu's really happy about that. And when Trump lost in 2020, he knew he had to wait more because Biden would not let him. Biden was actually really close to ending, you know, support for weapon shipments during the whole fucking Gaza thing. But if I'm not mistaken, someone inside of his administration said, ultimately it came down to this decision, which I actually kind of think is the correct one. It was, we decided not to stop shipments because Israel is still essentially a vulnerable country, and that may have created a national security risk for them, not as it's, you know, centered around Gaza, but he didn't want Israeli citizens to die because of it. As in, like, if like Iran did, you know, missile attacks like they were doing. So Biden was like really close to stopping shipments and was actually like really aggressive on Netanyahu behind closed doors. More than, at least, we only have two presidents, so it's not like we can really compare this that much, but more than what Trump did and it is doing. But Netanyahu had to wait then. He had to wait another 4 years and he was pissed. So when Trump became president now again, I think he's like, I need to just act before I lose the chance again. And he kind of knows that Trump will, because of the relationship we have with the U.S., go along with it at some point.
Yeah, I just sent you a link which talks about Turkish intelligence specifically helping the United States prevent attacks that were allegedly going to happen in a partial U.S. controlled airbase in, I believe this was in Syria. But yeah, they've had an increased level of cooperation recently, which has been very strange.
I got a 404. No.
Wait. That is unfortunate.
Do I need to use a VPN for this, bro? Are we good? Are we good? Can you hear me?
Yep.
I do need to use a VPN. Wow. Why?
Question.
That's weird. The fuck? Okay. Make it easier to see. Turkish security forces have arrested a cell working for Iranian. It did? It nuked it?
I think it nuked your stream.
No! It should still be good.
Oh, looks like it's back.
It's back, it's back, it's back. We're good, we're good, we're good. The report said that Turkish intelligence and Istanbul police detained 6 people across 5 provinces. This is about a cell, right? Iranian intelligence. Um. Oh, they're helping. It looks like they're helping us with our U.S. bases in Turkey. I'm debating. Atheism isn't real tonight.
Is this your debate with the leprechaun?
No, it's not. That's the fucking leprechaun, bro. No, it's some guy named Eli.
I was about to say, Lethe also signed me up for a debate with the leprechaun as well. He wants me, you, and Horseradish to go up against him in back-to-back nights.
Yeah, I'm going. I don't know. I think I picked an argument. I can't remember which one I picked, but I'm arguing that atheism is real. The first prompt was the guy wanted God exists, and I was like, okay. I mean, easy one. And then he changed it to atheism is impossible, and I was like, okay. And then I found out he changed it again to atheism isn't real, which I don't really know what this guy's whole. I mean, I think I do. I feel like he's gonna like, there's like a sociological claim here. There's a moral realist claim. There's like social ontology. I mean, there's constructivism from meta ethics, right? And then there's like the cultural Christian argument there. And I just feel like this guy's gonna. I don't really know how you can defend this claim. I feel like this prompt is fucking stupid, personally.
Yeah.
He might do the hierarchy thing,
That's why I was questioning if it was with the leprechaun, because the leprechaun, one of his debate prompts was about like the truth of God or something. I went to his YouTube channel on my own time. His most recent video was literally called Empirical Evidence for God.
Wow. He's the first.
Yeah, right? I'd love to see it.
You should probably look at the definition of empirical. In terms of metaethics, sure. It is a dumb prompt. I plan to talk about how it's conceptually like incoherent, all right? That something that is contrastive can still be real. And then negation terms are pretty common, and they actually do have a lot of meaning in them. So non-smoker, non-voter, anti-monarchist, right, are the things I'm going to bring up. These are real categories. Being someone who's, a non-believer is a real category. And just because there's like a semantic play here, but it doesn't imply that it's actually unreal. Just because it's the lack of, right? So in a way, I'm just going to show that conceptually the coherence here doesn't make sense. So that a concept can be contrastive without being fictitious by definition, right? And then I'm probably going to talk about the sociological stuff. So, that someone would say that atheists are culturally Christian, which I might be a little funny and just be like, okay, so what does that mean? And if it comes down to what I think it will mean, I'm probably just going to say something like, all right, aren't you like Christian? Can't I just call you a cultural Jew then, you fucking loser? Something really mean. Like,
they don't call it Judeo-Christian values for a reason.
Quit fucking cosplaying, you fucking loser. You're not real. Christianity's not real. That would be dumb, right? Like, just because, historically it was a merge out of something else does not mean that it is like not presently distinct at all, and you can erase that. The moral grounding I also have an argument against, yeah. But that doesn't really mean atheism is not real, though, right?
Well, the moral grounding part is actually one of the easiest things to debate if you have even a basic like entry level idea of philosophy, because the categorical imperative is one of the most like profound things in regards to morality that exists outside of like what you would call like older or more traditional epistemological beliefs.
And it has nothing to do with religion,
the idea of rejection. Yeah.
It does denounce the idea of rejection for that, right? I mean, there are other people you can bring up about grounding morality, right? Where like falsity, for instance, doesn't really is not the same thing as like an unreality here, right? So even if you think that an atheist can't ground objective morality, I don't think that proves that it's unreal. You know, if you think it's wrong, that's not the same as unreal. You know what I
Well,
mean?
think another problem is like objective morality in and of itself. I feel like objective morality is something that's like
Yeah,
it's
that's what I was
very
gonna
hard
say.
to
You can be a
argue.
moral realist and reject God. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like objective morality is very hard to argue, and I think a lot of people who try to argue it don't realize that.
Yeah, moral realism. I mean, that's why I can't really pin myself down when I label myself here. I feel like I like know a lot of the arguments for moral realism, anti-realism, and then moral relativism, right? And they all have like these consequences and criticisms to them. At times, I feel like I'm a moral realist, but then I don't know. I'm not confident for some reason in it.
See, I think I fall more into the moral relativist camp myself because I find it very hard to ground any like sort of moral claim without making a comparative claim to something else that exists outside of like a time or a like specific like argumentation based framework.
Reclusive, how do you feel about this type of ethical question, meta ethics? Where I think you said you're moral ontolog. What was it? I think I asked you what is the most common in academic right now. Moral realist, okay. See, I like emotivism as well, right? And in a way that has a little bit of like Peter Singer's kind of utilitarian moral relativism in it, right? Or am I being wrong here? Is he a moral realist? Most common is not moral realism? Okay. I mean, is it though? Well, I mean, in academia, probably, but I feel like moral realism is still the standard because of Christian doctrine. So divine command theory. That's a form of moral realism, right? At least I think it is. Emotivism is super trendy right now. I definitely know that, and maybe that has a lot to do with like Alex. Most philosophers aren't religious. But, so not academia though, I'm thinking of like in general. In academia though, right? So like something I was reading, okay, is that, or at least a little bit of notes off of it, is that if a claim is moral, right? If we're claiming that atheism is impossible or unreal because God, a morality requires God, right? That would be the argument, I think. I think we can all agree on that one, right? Did my sound go out? I think my sound went out. Fuck. Oh, I got kicked out of the room. What the hell? Wait. What the fuck? Where did mine go? Oh, when I turned my VPN on. Oh shit, when I turned my VPN on, it fucking must have kicked me. That's funny. Sorry. I didn't mean to leave. I just invited you back. I'm over here like, where is he? That's funny. So this is that's what I would anticipate though, right? And because I'm anticipating that, all right, I feel like metaethics and the moral realism in general don't really make a clear claim about the existence of moral facts. And they treat them as a separate, like, ontological issue, right? Like, it has nothing to do with whether or not atheism is real. So again, what I meant by saying that earlier is like, you can believe it's false, but believing something is wrong, as in like, I think you don't have morality because you don't have God, doesn't make it unreal, right? Or am I wrong? I feel like that's pretty well constructed. So like, well, what he would be talking about here is constructivism, right? Where that's probably a good one. Yeah, I'm willing to debate this topic here, but I'm just gonna say right off the bat that this prompt is ass, and I'm not really expecting any good conversation coming out of this. But I'll entertain it. Let's go. I did write down this: atheism isn't real, or the claim that atheism isn't real is a confused claim. As a concept, atheism is philosophically well-formed. As a psychological state, its possibility is contested in debates over divine hiddenness and innate awareness of God. As a social identity, it is real in the ordinary sense, recognized by social ontology. As a moral position, it doesn't automatically say whether or not it is, not real or not, based on whether or not you disagree with it. So, and metaethics does not straightforwardly just like become a theological tool, right? So, exactly. Cigarettes exist. So that's the thing. Someone who's not sincerely atheist, right? That would be like a social ontological argument there. Or, I mean, even then, that's not really saying exactly. He could take different paths of what we're talking about here. So when he said sincere here, yeah, aka there are no real non-resistant non-believers. So divine hiddenness, like what he just said, which is a social ontological category here, or like, yeah, it'd be a social, or like an actually that's an epistemological one, right? Psychologically and epistemological. So like reformed epistemology, so sensus divinitatis, right? And the problem with that one, Don Homer, is that in order for that condition to make sense, okay, the philosophy behind this is that you must presuppose that the relevant, theological metaphysics is just true by default. And then, obviously, then you can say that atheism is impossible, but you have to accept that, which makes it not a neutral proof, which means it's not an argument at all. It's like fucking stupid. Yeah, that's cultural Christian shit too. But yeah, divine hiddenness is what he's talking about. Yeah. I think I wrote that down. Where did I write it? Oh yeah, I wrote this. The hiddenness literature argues, in effect, that the existence of sincere, non-resistant non-belief counts against the existence of a God who would want relationship with human beings. That's kind of what you're... I think that's... I wrote it down that way, but pretty similar to what you're talking about, right? Yeah. I mean, the argument's kind of interesting, right? But again, you have to presuppose also the metaphysics surrounding the theology, which again makes it not a neutral proof, right? I'm just typing like a knob. I think I'm actually probably ready for this debate. I don't really need to think. There's just no reason to fucking care that much, right? I've been doing so much goddamn debate prep that I'm starting to get like a little fucking tired. So I think I'm good on this one. I already have my opening and closing. I've organized a lot of my writing, at least so far. Which, by the way, one thing I found very useful about AI, okay, is I take forever when I'm, you know, fucking doing this. Shit, where is it? Here we go. Hell yeah. If Reclusi's saying I sound good, then I'm good. I'm definitely good. So like this right here, it takes me forever to fucking like organize this in Obsidian, and I hate it, dude. I'm so slow because I overthink the formatting, instead of just write stuff. And I swear to God, something that has made my life so much easier is actually learning how to use AI to just organize my thoughts and what I've written. My God, has it made my life so much easier. Although the only thing I don't ever use AI for is going to be my opening and closings, because for me personally, I find them the most fun since I already do a lot of writing. Dude, someone, a guy in Confluence's chat the other day accused me of using AI to write my my closing and my opening and the fascist debate, and I'm like, dude, I put a poem in it. I put a literal poem from 1892 or something. Do you think AI would put a random poem about like fucking candles burning at both ends? Like, I was like, what? Yeah, dude, totally. The fucking Edna St. Vincent Millay poem, bro. Or, you know, would include like a book about a Jew who like went to Nazi Germany to interview Germans about what it was like under the Third Reich. You know, they thought they were free. How the fuck does that make sense? I literally was dying, bro. Holy fuck. Dude, organizing with it is fucking awesome. Except I don't use it to do, because I actually write on my Obsidian all the time, right? I write, sometimes I write very sad stuff though. So if you ever go through my Obsidian, you don't have to call the police. It's okay. That's why, okay, in my fascism debate, okay, so like my opening for this, right? I called it the writing on the wall because I wanted to use the book of Daniel, right? Right? And so I write all this, so I don't use it for... Also, why is it all fucking dead? What is happening here? What's going on here? You good? You good, bro? Are we good? I don't like that. That was ugly. Yeah. I think what I found if I'm going to use it for research, I use the project section, and then I use prompts, like custom instructions, to make sure that it's not trying to create anything. I think creative writing in it is good. I think academic work, when it pulls from the internet, or like if you don't have good instructions, at least if you're trying to have it just like take from everywhere, I find that it doesn't really work well. I feel like as a tool, it's best used to expand, especially or find new areas or avenues to research from. So, like if I wanted to know about fascism more, right? Like if I wanted to do this right now, let's just bring up something. Have some fun or something. Make it black. And then I have a prompt list, so we'll do that. All right. Holy shit, that's big. Okay. So I've gathered like a bunch of different prompts for the most part, and a lot of them are research based. Yeah, okay, that would piss me off. Like they don't really want to understand what they're doing. That's boring. You know what I mean? Like that's fucking boring. So like I have this one, okay? Which is essentially like an organizational one. So just for fun, it has like things like utilize source material I give you and blah blah. And we'll just do something like this. Instead of utilize source material, we'll do the topic will be logistical and operational information and let's do World War II. Let me do that. Utilize reputable, right? Yeah, so like I don't really know anything about I do know a little bit actually, okay? So like the logistical stuff about World War II, a lot of people don't know that Germany, even though they seemed like a hyper modern, modern technological country, they kind of had supply lines that ran on horses. Very weird to think about Germany with the Panzers and the Tigers and stuff. But one of the main problems they had when they went into Operation Barbarossa is that, they used horses to like get supplies to them. And that was really hard when the seasons changed. So like, if I wanted to know more about that, okay? Something like just meta do it, right? We'll just ask it in a second. But I find that AI is good for research like this, as long as you know how to make it function for you. And if you wanted to like make your arguments though, which everyone probably does a little, I probably wouldn't do it this way. Like the research section of it, fine, but then I'd probably make a project, and then whatever I find from my research here, whatever books it gives me or whatever like articles that I asked for, whatever information that's somewhat reputable, I go and get that fucking material and then I slam it into that project if I really want to have it like, if I really want to make sure that I can understand something quick. But for the most part, I actually just go find the source and then just read it from there. I feel like this book, okay, Paxton. Like The Anatomy of Fascism is a great book. If you ask AI to give you a summary of this book, it might talk about mobilizing passions, and you'll get the gist of the book, I think. But the problem there is that like you won't really know some extreme little sentences that are very powerful, right? Like you kind of just have to read the book for that, if I'm being honest. Yeah, assessing arguments is underrated, bro, for sure. I do that all the time. Whenever I have debates, actually, you know what I do? I pull the transcript, I like literally fucking have a thing that lets me download the transcript. So, I can do this. This is what energy. And I have an app that lets me just pull these fuck. Come back down, please. Please. Oh my god, no. It's stuck.
You still go arguments for God thing, the religion?
God damn it. I hate this.
Circa?
Hey, how you doing?
Apparently, this is.
Are you still going over the arguments for religion, the epistemology of religion?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, no, not that anymore. I'm actually I think I'm okay with that. But you can download captions for this, right? And something I've been kind of doing is, oh, not that. I'll just take captions and be like, if it's one of my debates, I'll just be like, I have custom instructions already set to be like, be mean, you know, like professional, you know, zero fucking enthusiasm, all that kind of stuff. And I'll be like, realistically, you know, analyze how well I did or something like that, right? And then I'll continue being annoying with it, and I'll be like, I want you to be honest. And it's pretty good at analyzing things you've already written or said, in my opinion. So let's see. Yeah, I have all that shit. I have all that shit turned off, bro. I fucking can't stand that. I literally cannot stand that. I have like.
If it's not too much.
What?
Could you share your screen?
What?
Do you share your screen in Discord?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I want something cold as fuck as well. That's right, Sherman. Not this one. That's the wrong one. Shit.
So you're not going thing. What are you going over?
We're just talking about AI for a second.
Yeah. When it comes to AI, are you talking about like AI and the economics?
No, we're just talking about the uses of it and how you can use it and how you shouldn't use it. That kind of stuff.
Well, the problem is that if you use AI, being careful about it, it can give you a lot of nonsense.
That's what we're talking about.
Well, what I'm saying is that the way to prevent it from giving you nonsense is by prompting it.
That's what I just did. Energy.
Okay.
Didn't we have this discussion a long time ago? Remember, I was really against AI being used, and then we went over it, and I kind of made a prompt. Remember, for you? It was on that metaphysical question of not Husserl, but Hofstadter. Remember, I did that with you, Hofstadter, yes. on Gödel's fucking
incompleteness theorem.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Remember we did that?
I think I remember that. Yeah, now I'm remembering
that. Let's see. Define these variables: exact question or problem. Well, let's do that. 1. I do not have a definite question. No problem. Seeking information. There we go. Theaters or theta. How about Eastern Front and Normandy? There we go. 3 time period. 1941 through 45. Actually, the war ended in 44, right? Oops. 44 or 45? I think it officially ended in 45, but Germany pretty much ended in 44, right? Nation of comparison set. Germany and allies. Yeah. That's because that's why I was bringing up the book of Paxton, right? Because if you really want to like give information that'll stick, I feel like you can't do that unless you read the book. Like seriously, you need to have like the rooted, extremely like random sentences that aren't important. But if you use subtle, esoteric sentences that primarily don't have a lot of meaning in a meaningful way, I feel like it's way more powerful than just like the mobilizing passions. You know what I mean? Like this sentence here, right? We must not view this as exclusively a matter of ideas. What was at stake was a technique of government, ruled by notables where the well-bottomed or well-born and well-educated could rely on social prestige and deference to keep them elected. Notable rule, however, came from under severe pressure from the nationalization of the masses. After 1918, there's just like so many different ways that you could like utilize history, especially in Paxton's book because he's a historian, that I think are more meaningful than just being like, page 219, Paxton says, mobilizing passions. But that's just me. We'll see what it shits out, by the way. I'm interested now. Exhaustive. I want to be exhausted. Oh my god, I can't spell. All right. See what it gives. One of the papers I've written. I feel like it would be, I mean, my openings are kind of summaries already. Hell yeah, brother. Is that good? I think that's good. Oh wait, you know what? I can probably do this. Change it to font size only. So now it should only change the font. Should only change the font. Okay, I guess it's changing more than the font. It's fine, it's cool. So like, yeah, I did. We'll see what it shits out. I'm probably gonna end my stream after this just so I can take a break before the stream for the debate, if that's all right. Just so I can have some time to fucking relax my brain for a bit. This might take a while, actually. I have it set up to like extend thing forever on this type of stuff. It is at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so 2.5 hours. Yeah, yeah. I also like to see how it fucks up on the side sometimes. If you know what I mean. When you're like watching it do stuff and you're like, no, stop. What the hell are you doing? Stop. No. So like, I feel like this is the best way to use AI because I don't know what case blue is. I don't know what bagration is. I don't know what the Neptune part is. I don't know what bocage is off the top of my head. And when you do this, you give yourself the ability to then go on and just find the things because Googling things that you don't know exist yet is pretty hard. That's probably, I think, the biggest takeaway I've kind of figured out from AI because now it makes it really easy for you to just be like, okay, I'm kind of curious now about manpower replacement because I've never really asked that question, right? Probably my biggest learned skill about it so far is it's like this stuff. Start with the Supreme Command, you know, and the CMH's Reader's Guide for the European Theater. I have no idea what that fucking book was before this. And now I feel like if I wanted to actually argue this or talk about it more, you just go get the fucking book. You know what I mean? Like, I would have never known this book existed without doing this, right? It's just really hard to like think of this book. Which I think is next level. It's just really hard to like come up with this. So all of these new books, right? I was just like, fuck, that's awesome to me. And then I have a brainstorm section, I guess. But for me personally, this was the most important part. Now I have some really, really fucking cool books I can just go steal. None of my papers are there. This looks like a cool book. $27 though. Whoa, what a sick cover though. Holy fuck. Dude, how come I've never heard of this book? The Supreme Command, dude? Just sounds like a sick book to have on your shelf. What the hell? Like, I would have never known what the NARA record group 242 is. You know, all this stuff is next level to me. I feel like that is, in my opinion, the way I think AI can be used very effectively. Exactly like what you just agreed to with Lucy. I mean, you don't even have to really take any of AI at its word here. It's just the amount of information you just kind of just got from this, like where to start looking, is fucking insane to me. There's no way you get that from a Google search, so. Oh, wouldn't that be, I mean, humans construct it, right? Schaefer Lando. It's a deeper objection than that. Isn't there an argument of constructivism that is surrounded relativistic systems or something like that, right? Or is that the let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm not using AI for this. Oh wait, really? Is this one though, right? The constructivist challenge? I mean, I could. I'm assuming this is it, right? Come on, baby. Damn. Oxford Academic. Oh, it's an actual book, though, isn't it? Again, I probably should use LibGen for this. If I'm going to do anything. A review essay? Where's the man himself? Maybe a review essay probably wouldn't be a bad idea. What do you think? Fuck it, we'll look at a review essay. Book is Moral Realism, a Defense? Ah. A transcendental defense? Wow. He just one-upped him, bro. Where's his name? What if I did... I'm going to get rid of the colon there. Bruh. Bruh. A defense with... Oh, I put defense with the... whatever, right? I'm fucking retarded. Holy crap, I'm stupid. Defense. Fence. The hell? Defense. We made it. We made it, dude. Wait, did you? Oh my God, you did put an S. It was your fault. That's funny. Holy fuck. All right, what chapter is it? I'm assuming. It was around constructivism, right? $13, $17, $23, $42. So probably $13, $17, or $23. Okay. So we have.
Are we reading about morale?
Constructivism, or this is a defense of moral realism. It looks like, by where the fuck is his name? My God, it's so far up. Okay, his name is not important. Russ Schaefer Landau. There we go. So page 13 would be here, and we have a little bit of constructivism talk right here. And what follows, I explain this vision. So this presumption, even if warranted, is not enough to land us in the realist camp. There is a split among cognitivists between those who favor realism and those who favor constructivism. I explain this division in constructivism's weakness. Ah. So it's probably right here, actually, then, isn't it? Constructivists endorse the reality of a domain, but explain this by invoking a constructive function out of which the reality is created. The function has moral reality as its output. What distinguishes constructivist theories from one another are the different views about the proper input, so where you're getting the prescription from, I'm assuming. Subjectivists claim that individual tastes and opinions are the things out of which moral reality is constructed. Relativists cite various conventions or social agreements. Kantians cite the workings of the rational will. Contractarians cite the edicts of deliberators situated in special circumstances of choice. That sentence right there may have well just been something alien, but nonetheless, I understood the rest of them. What is common to all constructivists? I'm assuming subjectivist, relativist, and contractarians are all constructivists in this idea. Is that what I'm getting at? Is the relativist a constructivist? They can be, okay. He's writing as if they kind of are all, right? Because he's essentially like lists out a bunch of them here and then says what is common to all, implying that everything above is is the idea that moral attitude is constituted by the attitudes, actions, responses, or outlooks of persons, possibly under idealized conditions. Moral reality is constructed from the states or activities undertaken from a preferred standpoint, a bias. The absence of the standpoint signifies the absence of moral reality. That sounds very familiar. As in, if you take away the grounding from moral realism here, divine command theory, the Bible, then there's a significance of an absence now of moral reality, right? Isn't that kind of a constructivist argument there? There are no individuals who share conventions or make agreements with one another. Then for the relativist, there simply is no moral reality. For the Kantian, there is no moral reality, no genuine moral obligations, or any justified moral claims, if there is no such thing as pure practical reason. Practical's doing a lot of heavy work there, I think. Nothing is actually right or wrong according to the subjectivist. Isn't that an anti-realist? I thought moral relativists do actually think there's right and wrong, but it is based on what a society kind of views, right? But then that has like an underlying problem in and of itself, because there is even if they do believe in objective morality, right? It's like a moral relativist believes that multiple objective moralities can exist at one time, technically. But an anti-realist thinks there is no right and wrong, right? If there are no people or no personal opinions about matters of fact. I thought relativists do, though. I thought moral relativists do believe in objective morality. They just believe it can change. And that's still objective in a way. And I thought anti-realists were the ones who... Moral realists do? Oh, you said, but anti-realists, they don't believe in objective morality. Is that what you're saying? Because anti-realists, I thought, don't believe in objective morality at all. Okay. But a moral relativist, I think, can still believe in objective morality, right? Depending on what branch they fall under, I think. And that's kind of the demarcation between those two. No, a moral relativist, not an anti-realist. Isn't moral relativism and anti-realism different? No, I thought there was moral relativist, right? So moral relativism. And then you could have a moral realist, right? And then anti-realism I thought was different than moral relativism. Yeah. Correct? I thought moral relativism was actually still believed in I guess it says it denies the existence of them, but so descriptive, right? Descriptive cultural relativism. So they accept that there's true claims. Like it's a little against what it's saying here. But they accept moral judgments as true, that they differ between moral standards, right? Cognitivist? Okay. Christ. I want that side thing to go away, bro. You're killing me. You are killing me, Smalls. What do you mean I'm doing fine? It's a little off topic. A little off topic.
I have a question for you. It's a little topic though. Is that okay? It's related to philosophy. Is it okay?
One sec. So realists are in opposition to constructivism? Constructivism by invoking the claim that for realists, morality is mind independent. Any plausible moral theory will claim that some moral truths depend on crucially an agent's mental state. Obviously can't enter a moral assessment of an agent's motivations and intentions without recourse to what is going on in their mind, and the moral status of an action may depend very importantly on how pleased or miserable it makes others. Further, it seems to make eminent sense to say that, absent all agents, there would be no moral facts, as opposed to moral standards, no particular instances of right and wrong. We must be careful to find realism in such a way as to allow for these home truths. Okay. The way I prefer to characterize the realist position is by reference to its endorsement of stance independence. So I know mind independent. Stance independence is I owe this felicitous fair phrase to Ron Milo. What? Okay, so this is a new phrase? It's a new phrase, bro. Existtive. Oh, so it's just like the moral claim. It's pretty much like mind independent, but just about for claims. Interesting. It's like the same thing. Yeah. But not about claims anymore. So mind dependence is about a claim on something like, you know, God existing, right? So depending on the capacity for pain. Okay. Okay, yeah, when I was reading that just now, I'm like, this seems like the same thing, even though it's like the distinction. Realists believe that there are moral truths that obtain independently of any preferred perspective, in the sense that moral standards that fix the moral facts are not made true by virtue of their ratification from within any given actual or hypothetical perspective. That a person takes a particular attitude toward a putative moral standard. What the fuck is a putative? Okay. He really likes using words that I feel like don't need to be used. Is not what makes the standard correct. Do you think I could use this against him? Reclusi? Because I'm at my stream in a second, but I always find it funny that, like, people who say they believe in realism like this, right? Divine command theory. I always feel like it is a high bar to like be that. And I feel like I could use this idea against them because I almost feel like no one actually does truly do the divine command theory realism thing. Because if that were true, things like, asking moral questions that they themselves probably say, like sometime in the debate, I'm sure the idea of like degeneration in society will be popped up. And I'm sure I can come up with a question that would just like kind of conflict with the idea that he actually believes in this very idea that he just said is a moral one, a moral, objectively true claim. Like, how about place of women in voting or something like that, right? Because I almost feel like if it's mind independent, which is what it should be for you to be a realist, I mean, I feel like what's actually happening there is not, a fix of moral facts, but like it says here, virtue of their ratification by any given or hypothetical perspective is what's happening there. But
yeah, Simka, actually, I did. It's related to philosophy, but not necessarily this ethics thing. Is that okay?
Yeah, just make it quick because I'm gonna take a break for it.
So, are you familiar with attempts to unify Einstein's theory of general relativity with quantum mechanics?
No, you were talking to Ancom about this, and I have zero clue. I think we started talking about it a little, but I'm unfamiliar with it. I did get Husserl's like book though, or whatever, but I have not even touched it.
No, this is not related to philosophy. This is related to relativity and quantum mechanics. It's related. It's kind of physics, but it's philosophy of physics, which is basically about the nature of space time. And basically, I was thinking
2 hours. It's in 2 hours.
If you could, do you know if you'll have time to watch a video on stream real quick?
No, I'm gonna end my stream because I need a break before I start my debate, if that's all right. Just because I don't want to be like tired walking right into it.
Okay, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I need to like lay down for a second without the light in my face because it's bothering me. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I'll see you in 2 hours, okay? If you watch. Yeah. Later, Reclusi. I hope to see you in this debate because I want to see you telling me that I'm stupid if I mess something up, okay? Yeah, I can do it from my phone probably if I'm doing that, but I'm gonna lay down, yeah.